Hi. Hello, welcome to another stream. I am trying some different settings this time, so if I sound a little bit quieter, that's on purpose, because I still felt like I was peaking a little bit last time. Now I might be too quiet, though, is the only problem. So I'll play by ear, literally, and see how that goes. I'm definitely using a lot of OBS filters to try to maximize my audio quality. Like, I do have, the low, medium, and high filters set, so my voice is being processed a little bit, and I also have a compressor to keep things from peaking, and also a limiter for the same purpose. So I've been trying to figure out the best settings because I felt like I was running up against the upper limit I set. I might even change it a little bit more, but also I felt like my normal volume was louder than most streamers. Listening to my own streams, I felt like I needed to kind of um, I felt like I needed to kind of turn down my own volume in a way. So yeah, we'll play by ear and see how this sounds in post, because again, I might do something with this particular playthrough. I haven't decided yet. I don't know what I'm doing with my voice today. I'm just kind of winging it, to be honest. I've been really neglecting voice training, but this is not the week to be focusing on that, in my opinion. So, yeah. Welcome. Hi. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. It feels like even though it's what? My brain isn't working. Wednesday to Monday. How many days is that? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, that's 4 or 5 days. That's kind of a long time. So it just feels like in the time since, Wednesday to Monday, it's I completely forget how to stream, to the point where it's I genuinely think it'll be helpful at some point to add another day. I'm leaning Friday. Saturday's too busy. There's stuff happening on Saturday that I'd rather dedicate time to, but Friday might be a possibility going forward. Again, a lot of it has to do with data caps, so trying not to exceed a data limit and incur additional charges right now. That's definitely not a good thing. Not a good thing to do right now. I didn't even put my stream link everywhere, because I'm very much not all here today. If you have to ask me why I'm not all here today, as unironically as possible, because yeah, it's been a week. It's been a very hectic week, shall we say. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired, a little bit winded, trying to do my best to make my way through everything that is going on. But again, I don't really want to get into that. Streaming is kind of my escape from everything. But again, I do feel like I need to focus more on my voice, but I also don't know what I'm doing with it. I feel like I'm just kind of winging it right now, and it's actually sounding okay to me. But I also feel like I talk quieter when I try to maintain a tone like this, so I think another problem I have is I don't really have a lot of vocal range from the perspective of, inflection, because the way I normally talk is very flat. So, when we talk like this, it sounds a little bit more, dynamic in a way, if I'm putting more, emphasis on trying to vary up my sound, and not just talking, straight through, like I normally would. But then again, I don't know if this sounds good, or if I'm just, in a weird mood, in terms of, voice stuff. I don't know. Brain's been weird. Again, should not be a surprise whatsoever that my brain is a little funky at the moment. But, tracker's up. Well, there goes the voice. I immediately lost it. Okay, cool. Again, I don't really dislike my voice, though. Even just talking normally, I don't feel like it's overly, masculine gendered, or at least maybe because I've heard it so long, I just have kind of gotten desensitized to what my own voice sounds like. I don't know how to explain it though, but yeah, I should probably just get to the game here. So I'll jump over here, and alright. I need to turn off Animal Crossing music. That's something else I need to do. Does everything look okay? Alright. So, we got through part of the Forsaken Fortress last time. We didn't finish it though because we have all of the spotlights to take care of. So, we are going to focus on that, first things first, and then fight Helmrock King, which shouldn't take too long, but in general, I think our progress is going to plateau a little bit here today because we do have to basically play the dungeon straight through. We already got most of the treasures last time, so it's not a case of like direct story progress, if that makes sense. We're mostly just going through this for the sake of what am I trying to say? For the sake of, like, being able to get across a ledge without getting blown up by a cannon. In actuality, you only have to destroy one of the cannons. Which one it is, it's that one. But the $1,000,000 question is, how do we get there? Because I don't think it's a straight shot. I think we have to approach from the other side. But again, you only have to like, deactivate one of the spotlights. The others are focused more on, like, the ground, so you can easily get by. Alright, let's try this. I don't know if this is correct or not, but we'll see. Yeah, hi, welcome. I hope everyone is having an okay time at the moment. Let's see, it should be up here, right? Yeah. There's the ladder. That wasn't too bad. Again, fun story. This dungeon took me, like... Please climb the ladder. This dungeon took me a long time when I first played Wind Waker. Again, this was my very first Zelda game, so I definitely feel like I played very poorly starting out, but I had a very fun experience of just getting very lost trying to navigate. Brain is braining, that's understandable. And yeah, I'm using a bunch of mods here. Obviously, we have the Randomizer, but again, I do have a Toon Link mod, which is actually kind of a lot to set up because it's not actually part of the normal Randomizer mod set. So I had to basically go in and install it separately, which was fun to try to learn. I say fun slightly facetiously, it's interesting. There are ways to get, like, Linkle's Wastelands specifically from, Hyrule Warriors into the game, but I could not get that to work, so we're just going with the default fem voice from the normal Randomizer full set. Yeah, hi, welcome, everybody. Yeah, we're just gonna be kind of vibing with this. This should be pretty low-key, I think. Again, trying some different things with mic settings, so it might sound a little bit different, but hopefully it still sounds okay. And again, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing with my voice, so... Again, that's part of the reason why I wanted to stream. I still need to schedule this, like, debut plan, because I had this whole idea of... Once I got to affiliate, I would try to do, like, a debut stream, or, like, debut week, maybe, where I try to stream, like, you know, Monday through Friday or something, and do, like, special streams, multiplayer, you know, like, talking about myself and more intro-y kind of stuff, and then hang out with people and those types of streams. But my only problem is, I haven't really had the motivation to, in all fairness. I even have like a whole PowerPoint set up and everything, and I still don't feel like I'm motivated at the moment, at least, to actually, like, fully commit to scheduling that, just because things have been a lot lately, so I don't want to, like, fully commit to anything just yet. Yeah, this actually didn't take very long. I thought this was gonna be a bit, but, with the one spotlight, it's not too bad. Again, if you know that, this really isn't terrible, but without that knowledge, it might be kind of a pain, because then otherwise you might think you have to go through, like, everything to deactivate all the spotlights, and that takes a bit longer. Anyway, we have to fight the Helmrock King now. I assume we'll skip the cutscene, because most cutscenes end up skipping. We do have to do the escape, though. This is a weird starting location. Normally they start you on the stairs, so I was not expecting that. We also don't have the grappling hook, so we're kind of out of luck in terms of if we fall, we'll just have to wait for the water to slowly rise. So let's not fall. This is a very nostalgic set piece. Again, this was like my first 3D Zelda, so it's one I have a lot of nostalgia for. Even though, again, I do feel like objectively it's got a few things that I don't think are handled the best. Mostly with like cut content that even Wind Waker HD doesn't put back. There was a comment about that, I remember, that basically they didn't put the cut dungeon back because they had basically reused it for another game. They didn't specify which game though. Given that it's specifically Great Fish Isle, part of me wonders if it might be like the basin or the ancient cistern from Skyward Sword or something like that. Something more like water themed. Because there really isn't like a water temple in this game, so I think ancient cistern kind of makes sense for that. But again, that's pure conjecture on my part. But it is an interesting tidbit that, again, they did have a cut dungeon, they just decided to not implement it after all, even when given the opportunity to, just because it had been used elsewhere. And that happens for a lot of games, where concepts basically get pulled from one project and used for a different project. Alrighty then, Helmrock King. This will be interesting. I haven't actually played through Wind Waker for a really long time, but I remember Helmrock King usually gives me trouble. Not for the obvious reason, but just because he will stall out for a really long time. So that's the reason I don't like this fight, because sometimes he'll just not set himself up to be vulnerable. Which can make the fight take forever. Probably why speedrunners skip it now. There's actually a clip you can do to get over, like, under this part here and just go around the spikes. I've been watching a lot of speedrun videos lately, so, it's been interesting, actually, seeing, like, the ins and outs of how, like, especially, like, you know, echoes, because that's not that old, but it's interesting seeing how that works. Yeah, this is a good example. Like, we just don't have an opportunity to attack, because he's doing this other attack instead. And also just skipping a phase, so again, there's a reason why people skip this fight in speedruns. Yeah, my main thing right now is I just can't hold the voice for very long, so I just kinda end up slipping back into like a normal tone after a bit. I don't know what I'm trying to do at the moment, voice-wise. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, he's just, like, stalling us out. I want to say you can use arrows on the second phase, so that can make things a little bit faster, but not, like, super fast. You're still kind of at the mercy of the AI here. There we go, finally. That is still not enough, okay. Times like this, I wish I had bomb arrows in this game. That would definitely speed things up a little bit. Yeah, I kind of hope we can keep on a similar pace as we have been. Oh, that is the wrong item. Where we've been getting about like 50 to 60 items per stream. At the time of this, fight, we are currently at does that do damage? I actually don't know if it does or not. Like, he's recoiling, but again, I don't know if that's actually dealing damage. But anyway, yeah, we have about 110 items out of like 250 possible locations. The big problem I'm expecting later on is basically having to worry about treasure charts. At some point, we're gonna have to, like, go fishing. And the inherent problem with that is, like, the treasure charts, there's like 50 of them, and so that means it's gonna take forever. Because we have to go to manually go to every spot and, like, fish up something. And it's not like the Wii U version where you can just look at the gamepad and be able to see if you're lined up properly. No, you have to, like, manually pause every time. So this part will suck a little bit. I saw, well that sucks. Not only is it not anything particularly good, it's also a regression from what you'd normally get here, because normally what you'd get here is a heart container, so we got a fourth of what we usually get here. So really unfortunate there. Alright, I have a question. What happens if we go in here? Genuinely, I don't have an answer to that. Like, I assume this ends the dungeon, quote-unquote, but I wonder if it just takes us... Okay, it just takes us back. That's helpful. Hello, welcome. Yeah, hi Mario, hi Esper, hi Icy, hi Nicole. You didn't miss much if you're just arriving. We just did the boss fight and just got a piece of heart out of it, so it's really anticlimactic. What am I doing? We are now going somewhere else. We have a lot of options, obviously, but I think our next stop is going to be Dragon Roost, because... See, my thing is, I think I screwed up in Dragon Roost, and I want to check something, because my curiosity is going to get the better of me otherwise. Because I missed like 2 treasure chests, because I am very, very absent-minded. So I just want to check those 2 before we get too deep into something else. That's a very cute emote. I like Beefru a lot, to be honest. I wish I could afford like the blanket hoodie, but obviously that is extraordinarily out of my price range at the moment, so unfortunately that is not an option, but it is still very cute. Wait, which floor is it? I think it's this one. There's also an option to add warps to dungeons, like the little jars that you can jump in to fast travel to different places. There's actually an option to have the one like at the start of a dungeon warp you to the next. So, like if you found that dungeon, I think is how it works. So, oh, it's not all ashy. That's weird. Normally there's like ash, but I guess it's like in a post-game state, or like a post-dungeon state. I didn't really think about that last time we were here. So yeah, we're just gonna run through here really quickly, to see if we missed anything important by my impatience and lack of paying attention. So the first one we missed should be right over here. We might have a problem actually, because we can't easily get back over, so we might have to just jump into the lava and take a hit here. That was not worth it. Actually, that is worth it. We can buy something now from Beetle at Rockspire, so that is actually kind of helpful, since I did need the rupees. There's still a treasure chart that's like 950, so that one will probably be important, knowing my luck. There's also something involving choo-choos, but I don't remember what it is exactly, so we'll just ignore that for now. The next thing we want to look at is the rat room. I missed one chest there, which is probably a key. It has to be a key, right? Because everything's locked otherwise. So yeah, I do think this will take maybe another 2 streams after this, is my current guess at the pace we're going. But again, items are going to slow down once we get to just fishing up treasure charts. I do have a spoiler log. I've thought about looking it up if we get to a point where we just need to fish up every treasure chest in the ocean. And that's like the only thing left. I might just look up which one is vital, just for the sake of time. Because otherwise we'll just be fishing up every spot in like, map order, which will take forever. But again, that's not for this stream. That'll be something that Feature Me has to worry about. Again, I don't know if I'm liking what I'm doing with my voice today, to be honest. I'm definitely doing something differently. But I think I'm just tired, and not like... Huh, okay, that's weird. Does that create a problem? Because we don't actually have a small key, I don't think. Yeah, we actually don't have a small key, so we are effectively stuck here. Yeah, this is locked. Huh. That's weird. Like, because this is locked, we literally can't get farther in the dungeon, can we? Is this a soft lock? See, that's what I'm trying to figure out, is if we soft locked somehow. Unless I marked the chest wrong, somewhere else. But I don't know where that would be. Okay, this is dumb, but I'm impatient, so we'll see if this actually works. Not if the wind is going that way. Noted. So it can work, just not in this very specific set of circumstances. Cool. I mean, it was cool to find that out, I suppose, but ow. So yeah, that chest is nothing. Unless there's a key somewhere else that I'm forgetting about. Oh, what is in here? Oh, that's the exit. That's just me being silly. So, like, if we can't get a key, because there are no more chests available, maybe Dragon Roost isn't in logic. But why would we get the boss key then? I'm so confused. I don't know what's happening with this particular seed. If this is somehow the second time I've soft locked an attempt at a Wind Waker randomizer, I'm gonna be kind of annoyed actually, because like, I'm genuinely thinking that's a possibility now. Because if there are no more accessible keys, again, unless I just ran past one, which is an option, but nope, that is open too. So obviously we'll keep going, because there is still the option of we just don't have to do this dungeon. But again, unless there's something else I'm forgetting. Alcove with water jugs, boarded up chest, chest across lava pit. Which one's the boarded up chest? Is that the one in here? It is. So yeah, we got those two. The first room we have to do. Oh. I wonder if you can reach that with just a grappling hook. Like if that's an option? Because I actually genuinely don't know. I've never had to do this, to be honest, but it's like, that's the only thing I can figure, is we are supposed to do this, like, by skipping something. Unless, I have an idea. I'm gonna check something. I don't think this is gonna work, but I wanna satiate my curiosity nonetheless. My other and final, like, Hail Mary is there's the little jar in here, that's a shortcut. So I wonder if this actually works. Like, if this will take us later on, or if it'll just spit us back out. Because this would be a way- yep, okay, so we can't do anything here. Weird. Again, either there's a way to sequence break the dungeon that I'm not aware of, or we are not supposed to do Dragon Roost, or the seed soft locked. I'm trying to think of any other key locations too, and there's a chance I soft locked it on like without meaning to, just from the standpoint of if we weren't supposed to use a key on a door that would take us to like a loop, and we were supposed to go around and not use the key. There was a small chance that I broke this, basically. Meaning, oops. Normally this is supposed to have like soft lock protection in some ways, so I would hope that'd be the case, but again, there's genuinely nothing we can do in this dungeon now, so I guess we shall move on for now. Bummer. Now, the next question is, what do we do next? An obvious place is Tower of the Gods, not that this is going to be the most productive place, I feel. Just from the standpoint of, we really don't have much to do here. From the perspective of, there's gonna be a lot of, like, keys and items and stuff, so it's not gonna be the most, like, fruitful area, I think, if I had to just make an educated guess here. But we'll go here anyway, there's still plenty of room to discover some things, hopefully. I don't like this dungeon, I'm gonna be totally honest. As much of a Wind Waker defender as I am, this dungeon kinda sucks in my opinion, because of this opening part. Basically having to wait for the water to slowly rise and fall just takes forever, and I'm very impatient, at times, so it's just one of those that just kinda takes up a lot of time. Because you have to spend a lot of this dungeon just kind of waiting around, which isn't the most, like, exciting thing. It's not a bad dungeon beyond that, though. It's just that one little detail that just kinda gets to me a little bit sometimes. The water is lowered, but I don't think I have time to actually light those. Oh god, we have to do this part. I don't like this part. You basically have to light torches, or you have to like jump across a bunch of stuff, and it's a pain in the butt to do so, because you have to like line up everything perfectly. So yeah, this dungeon is like not bad in my opinion. It just has a few like parts to it that just kind of aren't the most fun and just kind of like time waster kind of things. Another treasure chart. Which one would this be? Skull Room chest, apparently. And there's the shoot eye above Skull Room, which would be this one. Another treasure chart. Again, off-screen I've been keeping tabs on which treasure charts I'm actually getting. For now it doesn't really matter though, given that I can't use them anyway. Hi, I don't have everything open right now. Mushroom Fan, thank you for the follow. Hope you're having an alright time. I do feel like in general I don't really talk about that very often, partly because my ideas for streaming are very casual in a way. Like I definitely do feel like I don't do like the, you know, follow, subscribe, you know, promo stuff as much as I probably should. Like, being perfectly honest. Another treasure chart. I don't even know which one this is. Light 2 torches, I assume. This one that says chest behind bombable walls. And I don't know which one that would be, actually. Bombable walls. Huh. We have no keys yet, so we are out of luck there, so we just have to proceed for now. And this isn't like a key sanity, so everything should be in the respective dungeon. So again, I might have just soft-locked Dragon Roost by accident. If that's the case, then I don't know if there's a way to fix that easily. Oh, good, this part. Oh, this is the bombable wall thing that I was referring to. This one over here. Yeah, in general, I feel like I don't really promote myself very well, for better or worse. Partly because this is still just very much in hobby territory, for one thing. Oh, shoot. That's really bad. That might blow that up, actually. Yeah, no, that sucks. Very bad miscalculation on my part. Is there a bombable wall over here? There is. I don't know how I clipped it into the wall, but that is very impressive, actually. Are there 2 here, or not? Triforce chart. We're getting so many, charts here. Again, in times like this, I really wish there was an option for... What am I trying to say? I really wish there was an option for, This is stupid. This might backfire. I think I actually got it. Maybe. I should have moved that closer. What am I doing? Is there anything in there of note? I actually don't know. This is a terrible position to be in. Yeah, there's like nothing of note over there. So we just have to wait now. Again, I don't think I set this to be a key standard. We haven't found hardly any keys anyway, so I assume it's just like standard, but I'm starting to wonder because it feels like I'm not getting enough keys for dungeons. So that one needs like something. No, this needs to be done first. Find the little statue for this. Again, Wind Waker is like my favorite Zelda. That doesn't mean I'm like the best at it. Like, I could never speedrun this game, well, I especially couldn't speedrun it now. The speedrun for this game is like absurd now, in all fairness. It's like ridiculously difficult now. What does it want me to do here? Ah, right, this one. Oh shoot, my timing was just slightly too slow. Again, this is what I mean though, whereas this dungeon just takes forever. Like, it's not bad, it's not hard, it just takes a while because everything is on timers. So now we have the fun task of we have to wait for the water to go back up, and then they'll lift the crate up, which means we actually don't want to go across the bridge just yet, because we will definitely end up falling. What is this one? This one doesn't even have anything. Like, this one doesn't have a chest, it's just for the little, like, thingy, to put on the switch. I don't even know if we have time to get it through or not, or if I should wait for the water to rise again. We had enough time, so thankfully I didn't totally botch that. Alright, open up this gate, and I assume the floating boxes is the next one. I guess you do need all 3 pearls, even though, you know, just by... They don't make you place them, though, so that is a good quality of life change for this. I think this has to be a key, right? Because we have locked doors otherwise. There aren't that many keys in Tower of the Godstone, in all fairness. Most things are tied to just pressure switches to statues. Like so. So this one is relatively easy going. But yeah, I am very nervous about, Okay, that's too low. That sucks. I was hoping it'd be high up enough that I could just cheese it a little bit. Yeah, you basically have to get these, like, spaced apart far enough that you can just jump from one to the other. Which is easier said than done sometimes, so we'll move this one about here, I think. Somewhat equidistant, I'd say. That might not be close enough, but we'll see. We have extras, we might as well just do that. Make a little bridge. And then you have the fun task of trying to jump across with everything. I don't think we have enough time on this cycle, though. Okay, that crate is not good. This is actually gonna screw us up, so we'll move that out of the way. I don't know if that'll be enough or not, but I guess we'll see. I might move this one to be farther, but I don't have enough time to experiment right now, so we'll just gun it. Alright, second try, not bad. I don't remember them being that, like, conveniently spaced, though, to be honest. I thought they were spread out a little bit more. Alright, this has to be a key, right? Yeah. There's no other option here. If it wasn't a key, we would definitely be in a little bit of trouble, so... Again, I'm really tempted to just look up a tracker or something, but again, that would spoil me on other things. Just like to see if Dragon Roost is even in logic or not. Because it might not be required for anything. So this should be an Armos room? Or like... something. Or this is the room for like the statue, I think. To turn off the water. Yeah, I feel like I am doing something with my voice today, and I don't know if I'll be able to replicate it, and I feel like I've already lost it, to be honest. Yeah, it's something I think about a lot, like my voice and how I present online, basically. You're not supposed to do this with arrows, so we can definitely kind of break this a little bit. One of the fun part of randomizers is having items that you're definitely not supposed to. So, yeah, you got the bow in this dungeon, but it one-shots all these, which is very convenient. It's also inverted, which I don't really like, to be honest. I can't hit this from here. There we go. We still have to wait though, because the water will... we can't carry it through water, obviously. Again, this is the heavy waiting part of the dungeon. It gets better after this first floor. But yeah, the first floor always felt like a bit of a slog to me. Alright, so this is where the fun begins. I need to remember to get the Tingle chest, because that is in logic, and I think they change it so you don't need to actually use Tingle bombs on this. I assume if you're playing on like actual hardware or some method that uses Game Boy Advance, or has the capability of using Game Boy Advance, you could actually use the Tingle Tuner. It's actually interesting watching speedruns of this game in its current state, because it's really wild. They actually do use the Tingle Tuner for a lot of things, like basically like bomb hovering and actually more healing than anything. But there are cases of like using a bomb to clip out of bounds. It's kind of one of those things where a lot of people do debate like the merits of speedrunning. I personally am very strongly in the camp of everything's like split up into categories. So like there's glitch categories, there's glitch lists, so like I really don't care. Like that's kind of my stance on speedrunning, is I don't care, because everything is organized in such a way that it's like they're not competing for the same category, therefore I have no objection to like glitch runs. And I think there are merits to both, because again, if you beat Wind Waker in like 40 minutes, that ain't easy, so it's not like, oh, you're skipping everything, why are you making it easier for yourself? It's like you have to do like a bunch of frame perfect stuff. It's not easier. It might actually be harder than playing it normally. It just takes less time. I do feel like there's merit to like some order. Like obviously like the ACE or arbitrary code execution type runs are like very trivial, or at least in terms of time-wise, so oops. There is some merit, I think, to like at least the Ocarina of Time runs that involve going through all the dungeons. Just because it's like, you know, you can still use glitches, but just doing the dungeons out of order, I think does provide a very distinct experience, even separate from, you know, the actual fastest method, which is to just break everything. And again, the very fun tidbit that arbitrary code execution in Ocarina of Time is also now being used for Paper Mario wrong warp to like the credits. Just, it's like wild to me that people even discover things like this, and that's like the fascinating thing from like a programmer standpoint. Like, how do they discover any of these tricks? It's just like continually very impressive to me. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention at all. What did we get from the Tingle chest? Like, I genuinely wasn't paying attention. I'm like... It must not have been something important because I completely didn't register it at all. But yeah, that's wild. I don't even remember, like, I remember opening it. I don't remember what was in it at all. Like, I am not all here today. Alright, didn't mean to do that. Might as well do that too. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that activates the Armos. That sucks so even more, actually. I feel like this platform gets out of sync really easily, which is a problem when you have to activate a moving platform. It's like, oh, this should not be moving right now. This should be moving a little bit later. Alright. I think we're good to go here. Huh. That's weird. I don't know if that's a Twitch glitch or not. But anyway, Armos, I think. I actually don't know what these are called. I feel like something I often do in games is I talk about things and I don't really know what I'm talking about. Like, I try to talk about things, but then I fail because I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. So far so good there. Alright. Pretty sure those have to be Armos, they're like the right shape and everything. That's true, but like, I'm trying to remember what the small ones are called. Also, hi! Hi Cal, welcome. We are jumping off a platform with reckless abandon. No, we are currently going through Tower of the Gods. So far we haven't found anything worth a damn because, we're mostly getting treasure charts. Okay. This is the room I'm most curious about. First chest guarded by Armos Knights. Okay, so you have the Armos that are the small ones, and then Armos Knights are the big ones. Gotcha. I just looked at the tracker, and that's how I figured that out. Hey, that's even different. That's cute. We already have the command melody, by the way, so... kinda trivial, but... Like, we could walk it through here ourselves, but, and that'll actually take longer. It's always interesting thinking about, like, analog stick sensitivity. I guess something to talk about is actually, like, Analog is putting out, like, a Nintendo 64 console, but, like, 8BitDo is doing controllers for it. And I am excited because of, the prospect of actually having, like, decent N64 controllers on Switch, because they are Switch compatible. And yeah, I love the little wave that Link also does in the base game as well. And again, come on, they're like the only words Link actually vocalizes ever. It's really weird how, like, they just will not let Link speak, even as he's becoming more of an established character. Alright, so, we'll see what the hell this gives us. I definitely need to be paying more attention, given that I completely did not understand what we got from... or, like, process what we got from, the Tingle chest. Another treasure chart. Cool. We have this too. We have the compass as well. So, like, what? There are 3 more required items for, like, oh, this has to be this, because there's no, like, other option here. Oh, we have to find a dark net, too. That's gonna be fun. And by fun, I mean terrifying, because I think we have the Master Sword, but it's also been a bit since I fought a dark net in this game. Where the hell am I going, actually? Here we go. Yeah, I'm not all here, I think. I'm a little bit scatterbrained, I think. Oh, right. Okay, this is just me being dumb. This is actually really easy. I was like, how do we get through this room? But we already have the bow. We don't have to do the grapple point. That's like my weird logic sometimes, at least the way my brain works, where it's like, wait a minute, isn't this impossible? And then it's like, no, because we have the item after this. Oh, shoot, I did not get off at my stop. There we go. Okay. Oh, but what about this room? Actually, no, this is... no, it's not in our party yet. Quote-unquote party. So I think we just have to do this, as, like, awkward as that is. This is fun, though. Oh, wait, we have to stand on this. And then we have to command Melody across, right? Yeah. It's almost like this is my favorite Zelda game, and I should definitely know more about it than I do. And I do not know why I'm so spacey. Well, I do know why I'm so spacey today. Alright. Leaf across again. Like so. We might have a problem, actually. I don't know if I have enough magic to get back over, is the only, dilemma I'm wondering about right now. Nah, that doesn't take too much, we're fine. And we got a refill anyway. Alright, so this would normally be the bow, but it's probably gonna be a key out of necessity, because we're running out of checks here. Alright, Darknut mini-boss. Run immediately to the door, as if I do not want to be here. Alright. I wonder if these Darknut designs were like a furry awakening for anyone. Just a random thought I had just now. Sometimes I question how my mind works in moments like this. Yeah, kind of shackle-like, I'd say. So like, kind of reminds me of Lucario, huh? Okay, that might actually be good. It might actually be very helpful, so... not bad. That is definitely worth it, potentially. I always love breaking these pillars. I don't know what that says about me as a child, but I always did like toppling these. It was just very satisfying. Like, I always love destruction physics in games. That's like a weird source of catharsis, I suppose you could say. Where it's like, yeah, like destructible objects in games always were like super satisfying. Still are to some extent. Alright, gliding. And we have to carefully hop across. The next part's the part that I'm a little bit scared of, because again, we're only at half magic, so we have to be a little bit careful here as we proceed. Oh wait, we have the stupid scale part too. The fox craves destruction. Basically, yeah. Living up to the kitsune allegations once again. Not really allegations at this point, now that I say this out loud. Alright, so we have the scale puzzle now. This is the part that I don't like doing. Again, I complain a lot in the Tower of the Gods, I realize. I just realized I'm not super partial to this dungeon. It's not, again, bad, it just has a lot of parts that are just like, oh, this is kind of frustrating a little bit. Especially because I can't lock onto the bats right now. Alright, toss this. And bomb this wall. This is dumb. I'll probably blow myself up in the process. Well, I've got the bat at least. Also, there's like no music in this dungeon, which also doesn't help. Well, worth it, I'd say. Wind Waker's, never mind, it's not worth it. It didn't break the wall. If it had broken the wall, then it would have been worth it. But as is, that was just damage for nothing. Again, you almost suspect that this isn't my favorite Zelda based on how much I'm, like, 1, complaining, and 2, playing very badly at the moment. But it's also, again, partly the controller I'm using. I'll blame it on that, at least. I've actually been having a lot of, like, controller problems lately, mostly just because I've been really trying to get into Strive again. Since I finally have a main. I've talked about this story quite a few times, I think, at this point. But basically my issue... Oh, getting things in the wrong order. We have to do this first. But my issue right now is I'm trying to use a DualSense because my weird brain processes things like, oh, well, most tournaments are run on PS5, so I should probably get used to using a PS5 controller for this. But like a DualSense is really terrible for this, actually. I feel like a lot of my inputs get completely missed. So yeah, it's been interesting trying to adapt to a totally different controller than what I'm used to. Not that I'm used to fighting games on most controllers, in all fairness, at this level. I got to floor 8 very briefly, was sort of holding my own, but then just had a really bad losing streak yesterday. At some point, I hope to get past floor 8, that is my peak in Strive. The previous time I got to floor 8 was like, just me farming off of people who were playing a new character. I want to say it was Johnny. Right when he came out, I played a lot of Strive, and just kind of took advantage of people still not entirely knowing how to play the character at that point, so... I got a lot of easy wins, and pretty much, I think it was Johnny at least. I'm actually bad at, like, most matchups, which I'm realizing, like, even Dizzy I'm not the best at, but I definitely do have more experience with the Dizzy matchup, just by the nature of, she just came out, everyone's playing her. So, I already have, like, the badge and everything for fighting, or winning against Dizzy, 50 times, because most of my matches are against her, which does create an interesting experience of, yeah, normally I'm really bad at mirrors, so for once I'm not terrible at a mirror, so that is one benefit of that. What am I doing? I can just activate it from here, and that'll make things a lot easier for me. We have reached the, I get distracted from what I'm playing in the game and talk about Guilty Gear part of the stream, clearly. It seems to happen once a night at this point. It wasn't a dungeon map, so again, I'm genuinely confused over what that was that we got earlier. But again, that's just on me for not paying enough attention. Why am I such a bad shot right now? There we go. But it's also gonna be horribly out of sync, most likely. Okay, we're alive. It's all good. All right, what am I doing? We have the hook shot. I can skip all this, can't I? I definitely wish I had thought of that, like, half an hour ago. Well, that's kind of useless now. Alright, so there's only one more thing that's, like, not fixed, I think. Unless I counted wrong. I might have just counted wrong. But I'm pretty sure the next thing has to be guaranteed. So the item, the heart container from the boss is like the only thing that's still in flux at the moment. Everything else should be fixed at this point. And by that I mean there's only one item left here. What room is this? I'm actually genuinely like, oh, we have a problem. Did I screw up and miss a chest? Did I run right past something? I think I did. Because it's saying down there's a chest. Single statue. Oh, I didn't open it. That's on me. That's where the key is. Probably. It better be, at least. There we go. Now we're all set. I'm like, this whole time, what was in that chest? I don't remember. It's because I didn't open it. I'm batting 1,000 tonight, clearly. But hi! I hope everyone's enjoying this very chaotic stream of me trying to navigate this game with mixed results. I have been enjoying streaming a lot. It's nice as like a cathartic kind of escape from all the stuff that's been going on. Alright, so we are back on track. We might have a problem though. Don't you have to grappling hook here? Or not? Nope, this one's leaf. Okay. I wonder... I think this might be a mistake, but I'm gonna try it anyway, because I am impatient. Can I toss it on the switch? The answer is no. Okay. So that means we have 2 checks here, which is again better than I thought, because I couldn't remember. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting period of time here. Oh yeah, I forgot Wizrobe spawning now. There we go. Now, I'm trying to remember what happens, well, case in point. I'm trying to remember what happens if you whiff a throw. So for example, if I screw up with the statue we need, and it goes into the drink, like, what happens then? Like, does it respawn? Do we have to go back for it? I genuinely don't remember. So I'm gonna play it safe, and by play it safe I mean I'm gonna throw it across. Okay, they just reset the room. That's fine, I think. Fortunately, it resets the scales, too. That part kinda sucks, though. To be fair, I do feel like this game is actually, like... how to describe it? It's not, like... I feel like Zelda games are kind of in a weird spot with difficulty, where they've been getting progressively easier over time, with the exception of Majora's Mask, obviously. But like, I think Ocarina of Time is really hard, which is part of the reason I'm not really a big fan of it, because I've always been bad at it, to be honest. But like, Wind Waker is like, despite what people always dismissed it as at the time, like, oh, it's too kiddie and everything, it is actually a fairly tricky game at parts. Can I make this jump? Okay, that's what we're supposed to do. I can never remember if you're supposed to throw or just jump across. So that's on me for having 0 brain cells today. Alright, so that should take us to the end. This is also gonna go really smoothly, because you're not supposed to have a quiver at this point. Where are you supposed to get that normally, actually? You get it from fairy fountains. So, hypothetically, you could go all the way out of the dungeon and back, and that'd be a way to actually fight... No, wait, actually that might not work. Because it depends on if you actually have the access to a fairy fountain, which you wouldn't have the skull hammer yet, and you wouldn't have the power bracelet, so you might not be able to actually get an arrow upgrade until after. But again, I might just be totally misremembering. Okay. Trying to be fancy, and it's not going great. Come on. This is not worth it. I should just move on. It's like the Beamos can barely hit us anyway. Why am I doing this? Oh, I can just... No, wait, I can't. We do have to actually disable all this first. Do I just step on this? I guess so, okay. Another treasure chart. I am so shocked. We must have, like, all of them, though. Like, there can't be that many more, right? Like, really? Where could there possibly be another treasure chart in this, game? Because we have so many of them. Never mind, I remembered one. There's one at the auction. Oh, that's gonna suck too, because I have to save up money for that. Off screen, I'm probably gonna do that, though. I'm not gonna make everyone sit through me, like, farming for rupees. Like, thousands of rupees. We also are missing a wallet, so that's another problem at the moment. Alright, should also equip bombs. Alright, so this is the fun part. We have to, like, side hop past lasers. Like so. Oh, that one just is out for blood, apparently. Okay. I forgot that that's how that worked. This one also sucks. Trying to time this side hop properly. Or I can just damage boost. That works. Mission Impossible theme intensifies. And I failed. I did not fare terribly well there. I mostly just got comboed by lasers. As one might expect, to be fair. Alright, so that took, a long time. Probably longer than I had hoped, but we made it. We're fine. We also got, like, 15 checks out of that, so... I'd say that was worth it. Huh, we can actually do things in the Earth Temple. That's really weird. Again, the one thing I'm really confused about, though, is actually, Dragon Roost. Like, did I break something? That's gonna be hanging over my head for the entire playthrough at this point, until I get an answer. Like, if I did soft lock it and there's a way to prevent it, I guess I'd have to just replay everything I did, but just, like, make sure to avoid the soft lock for one thing. Like, and that would definitely be off screen. I would just, like, follow the VOD, basically, of what I actually collected. Alright, so far so good. Put a bomb in his mouth, and... done. The one thing I will say is bosses kind of lack dynamic phases. So it's like a lot of bosses in Zelda games will get harder as phases go along later on. But the ones early on, they kind of just you kind of if you can get into a rhythm, they're not bad. But they can be a little tricky. Like this one has the issue of you can just run out of arrows very easily. In which case you have to wait for it to actually give you more. This isn't like trying to kill you, well, sort of. It's more of a test fight to see if you're worthy of the Master Sword and everything. Actually, is that a check? Like the Master Sword location? I actually don't know that. Yeah, like right here, we would have run out of arrows in a vanilla playthrough at this rate, so... One of the nice things about randomizers is trivializing very specific aspects of the game. Voila! Done. Piece cake, and that should be our first boss defeated. That's a lie, we did Phantom Ganon, we did Helmrock King, literally today. Again, I am not all here. Alright, so that was productive, I think. So now we can mail the letter. Which will set us up for another... We have a lot of mail checks actually coming up very soon. Now, does it make us do all the fanfare of that? Oh, we actually can get a check in Hyrule. It's locked behind the Triforce though. Wait, did we not do Cyclos last time? Oh, that sucks. All that work for another chart. Like, I'm genuinely trying to remember if we fought Cyclos or not. I think we did? Yeah, I think we did, so I just forgot to mark that last time. Alright, this map is looking pretty barren, actually. We're missing, like, a couple odds and ends throughout, so... Alright, gonna make a quick detour to Windfall for a couple of things. Where the hell's the sail? There it is. The main thing is there's a photo, so we also have to make it daytime. I should not have unequipped the Wind Waker. I like how she has the compass too, because that was her whole thing in Hyrule Warriors, is she has this compass that always takes her definitely to the totally right location. 100%. Hi! Hello, Peter. Thank you for the hug emote. Hope you're doing okay. We're just kind of vibing. Alright, incredible chart. This is hopefully something good. Alright, we have our next Master Sword upgrade. That is definitely good. That was the one from Tingle. Okay. Now there should be the one from Arrow. I am hanging in there, I think is the best way to describe it, but I'm not necessarily in the best shape. But trying to push through nonetheless. And Heart Piece, cool. Alright. What else? Delivery. Note to Mom. So now we have to mail this. This has, like, postage, though. Oh, that was 200 rupees. It didn't really sink in how expensive that was. And so we're definitely a little bit off track for something else, unfortunately. You know, it's weird what's described as a long side quest or not. Like, photographing the full moon is considered a long side quest, but, like, you still just need the deluxe pick the box for it. So it feels a little bit like, weird how one is considered a long side quest and another isn't. Well, that sucks. Well, we got something good out of this trip, at least. Wasn't a total loss. How are we looking on this? No, nothing. Cool. Alright, one more thing I want to check. I want to make a quick stop at the auction to see if we can at least scope out what the other item is. We're still missing something here. One's a treasure chart, and one we haven't seen yet, and I don't remember which one was which, unfortunately. So that's a little bit awkward. I really wish you didn't have to sit through this part like every time. Triforce chart for the piece of heart, that should be 80. So we're missing the 40. Like, did we see the 40 last time? And the 80 is the one we saw? I don't remember. Yeah, I wish there was, like, more implementation of, like, the concept of a female tag for Zelda games, to be honest. But again, localization-wise, it would take a lot of work to change out everything. And again, this mod does have a separate mod that's recommended to change, like, gender terms for Linkle specifically. And again, it's one of those things I saw a post on Blue Sky about this the other day, about how it sort of trivialized how much, like, work a mod takes compared to, like, an official thing because of the, like, red tape of it, versus, like, a modder who's just doing it out of passion, not for the sake of, like, a corporation or anything. Same with, like, you know, Persona. That's the obvious example, because everyone always is like, oh, why didn't they, you know, if modders can put, you know, FemC in so easily, why can't Atlas? And the answer is because they're not on the clock, basically. What phase of the moon are we at? Alright. Do we have all these? There's a chance we have all these. We're missing 1 and 2, it looks like. Damn. We have probably most of the charts, though. Ghost Ship. It is at... What island is that? 5-star? How quickly can we get to 5-star island? That's the $1,000,000 question right now. Very quickly, it's Forest Haven. I still haven't played Persona 3 Reload at all, actually. It just kind of slipped my mind a little bit. Now it's like all the hype for RPGs right now is shifted back to Metaphor, so... It's kind of weird. I was thinking about it the other day, and, like, you know, the category of best RPG is going to be really weird this year, because hypothetically, you could nominate all Atlas games or Sega games. Because hypothetically, best RPG could just be Persona 3 Reload, Metaphor, and Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, if that counts. Oh, is the sun coming up? Damn. Too slow. Unless I just looked at the map wrong. That is also an option. This is 5-star, right? That is not the island in question. I just went to the wrong place. Which one is it then? Starbelt? No. Maybe, actually. It might be Starbelt. In which case, that is totally just on me. For reading the map wrong. I mean, 5-star is coming up if it's counterclockwise. Otherwise, it'd be Diamond Step, which is also easy to get to. Yeah, I'm like, which island is that actually? Alright, alternatively, I have an idea. I'm gonna check something really quick. Because, like, there's a ghost ship here. And it just kind of hit me. Like, wait a minute. Does this mod just tell you where the ghost ship is? This whole time? And I just totally wasn't paying attention. Yep, that's totally what it is. Again, I don't think the original does that. I think you actually do have to consult the chart. It doesn't just tell you like that. So that's really nice if that is the case. So now we have pose. Actually, can we do this? We can do this? It's gonna suck though. Case in point, I'm gonna find a re-dead like this. There's a mod that gives Mitsuru Aqua's outfit. I still need to play more Kingdom Hearts. It's been a bit. Come on, where are ya? There you are. Like, I ain't messing around with the lower floor until I take out that whiz robe. Alright, one more hit should do it. Same spot, okay. Okay, one more hit. For real, for real. Getting a sense of deja vu here, actually. There we go. Oh wait, that one's visible. I should have been attacking this whole time. There we go. Piece of cake. So now we just have to wait for them to go into the light themselves, basically. Because we cannot attack directly. Might just be the Anthroburb liking talking, but I love the Wizrobe design. I actually really like the Wizrobe design this too. I wish they had stuck with it. Because it kind of gives them a very unique flair. And in general, Wind Waker has a very unique flair to it, which I really appreciate. And again, these designs do get reused in other games. The obvious one is like Four Swords Adventure for some of them, and Minish Cap. But like, I almost feel like Pose just being, or like Wizrobes just being kind of like, you know, generic mage type characters isn't as interesting. Alrighty, these should give us a lot, because this is supposed to be for a Triforce chart, which by the way costs like 400 rupees to decipher. So there's a chance that the end of this playthrough is really grindy, but again, I'll do that off stream if necessary. Oh well, that sucks. I like how I say that a lot this playthrough. It's like, oh well, that kind of bites. It's like the one time you aren't excited for a piece of heart, because you get so many of them when you don't want them. Alright, so at least we cleared that out. So we have no more ocean checks according to this, so that is nice. But what the hell do we have as options now? We have cleared out this map pretty thoroughly. A lot of the reefs, which I've been purposefully putting off. The Wizrobe Cave, what is that? Bird's Peak. I didn't know we could do that, but I guess we do have a pair, so it would be doable. Needle Rock. Three Eye. Yeah, Slim Pickens, looking at this map right now. Actually, I'm right here, what am I doing? I can just sail there myself in the same amount of time. We have two reefs back to back, so we might as well hammer both these out. Looks like 2 checks each. One has 3 actually, one has a submarine. Again, if I completely am stuck at some point, like nothing is visible on this map, I'll just end up looking it up. Like, look at the spoiler log, talk to the fishmen, and try to figure it out from there. But I'd rather not if I can help it, just for the sake of, like, not, you know, looking up too much. Also, we still have the, no wait, that doesn't really help us. I was gonna say Iron Boots, but, like, nothing actually uses Iron Boots. Is there still a fairy island I'm missing? I think there's a fairy island somewhere that I'm missing. Is it western? Nope, we got that one. We got south. We got thorned. Which fairy island am I thinking of? No idea. But we shall press on nonetheless. Again, I found out last time you can actually just use the boomerang for the cannons, so we'll save ammo, at least. I think the gunships you have to actually take out, though, with bombs. Oh, this is gonna suck because of the P-hat. I think that's what that is. Didn't really think about it, but, like, seeing them in the water is like, that's a little bit unusual. Alright, so far so good. Direct hit, and good to go there. Just gonna use the cannon, just for the sake of convenience. Or not, because I'm a horrible shot, apparently, today. This is Cyclops Reef, right? Oh, that reminds me, because I got the physical. I guess I can play Marvel vs. Capcom in, like, 2 weeks. That is a streaming possibility. Or, like, whichever game. I don't know if I'd play MVC or not. Specifically, if I'd go in order. But again, that is a possibility of trying to go through some of the Marvel Capcom games. Again, I'm just a stickler for physical copies for games that are likely to go out of print very quickly and could potentially be delisted someday, so I did elect for the physical for MVC specifically. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I haven't really played the MVC games very much, except a little bit of 3. So yeah, it'll be fun to get a look at those. I hear they're really difficult, so I'm not looking forward to that aspect. I will definitely be playing on, like, beginner, because I do not think I'll fare well otherwise. Oh, I should go the other way. The other side's taller. Why did you pull out a bomb? You're gonna lurk? Thank you for the head pats, and enjoy lurking. Oh, we can't actually go that way? That's frustrating, actually. Yeah, I like physical copies for the most part, if I can help it. There are a lot of games that are really cheap digital, and I keep being like, everyone says to play this game, but I would prefer a physical copy. The obvious one right now is 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Just because, like, Vanillaware games sell out very fast, and they're generally pretty niche, so that game's, like, very expensive physical now, but digital is like $15, and I'm trying to decide if it's, like, worth it just to save the money, or if it's better to have a physical. And you also hear, like, Unicorn Overlord is really good, speaking of Vanillaware. And another example of, like, an Atlas-published game could potentially be nominated for, like, Best RPG, so yeah. Hypothetically, like, 4 nominees could all be Atlas games for, like, Best RPG, and then you can toss in, like, Dragon Infinite Wealth, and then you have, like, literally an entire, like, RPG category is just Sega-published games. It's actually been nice, though, as a stickler for turn-based RPGs, it's been very nice that we're having a bit of a renaissance with this at the moment. There's a lot of games that move more towards, like, action RPG in recent years, so I've always been okay with either. It just kind of feels like there's been a dearth of turn-based RPGs that aren't Persona or Pokemon, or, like, obviously, there's a lot of indie examples, too. For some reason, the first one that came to mind was Super Lesbian Animal RPG, because of course it was. Which I actually need to get around to playing. I picked it up on a Steam sale a while ago, and never actually got around to it, because I got distracted. And, like, executive dysfunction of, like, having a large game library can be a problem sometimes, of like, oh, I have too many games now, and I don't know what to play. Again, that's why I feel like there is merit to just, like, rolling random choice, because it takes away the decision process. Lookout platform. There it is. I have to look out for the lookout platform. But yeah, genuinely, I am trying to think, and I don't think the iron boots are gonna get us anything, like, worthwhile. Like, they might be helpful if we need to go into the Wind Temple, but I can't think of anything outside the Wind Temple, and we also don't have the whatchamacallit, the... Well, 7 unplayed games and choose one to play. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I've actually thought about doing that. I've talked about it before, but another thing I've considered is doing, like, a point redeem to basically put games on a wheel, and then I just spin the wheel. My other issue right now is I've let RPGs accumulate too long. Like, I have 4... No. Wait. 3... Is that right? No. It is. 3 Fire Emblems to get through at some point. And, you know, Fire Emblem games tend to be pretty long nowadays, so yeah, I do have 4, because Revelations, I do have all 3, now. So yeah, Conquest, Revelations, Echoes, Shadows of Valentia, and, Engage. So yeah, I actually played 3 houses before playing, Echoes for some reason. It just interested me more, I think. Why am I going south? I need to go east. Yeah, I have really bad executive dysfunction. I've actually had that my whole life, basically. There are too many options, there are many times I just simply don't. Yeah, that's kind of what I end up doing a lot, where it's like, in my attempt to pick a game, I've then instead used the time to try to pick a game, and thus end up not actually playing anything. That happens more times than I'd care to admit, to be fair. I still haven't started Mario and Luigi, though that's more of a testament to this week being hectic, more so than anything. What else has been sitting in my backlog? Again, I know I've been getting a lot of suggestions of this off stream and on stream, but at some point it's actually get around to like the Yakuza games, specifically Yakuza 0 is the one I own. My only issue is I always hear really mixed things about like everything after 0 chronologically, because 0 was late, I think. Like, I think 0 might have been after Kiwami 1, but I may be mistaken on that. And also not limited by being a remake of Yakuza 1. Therefore, I've always heard, like, Kiwami 2 is also, like, debated, because some people actually find it strays too far from the PST version aesthetically. Like, there's one scene I always see that's, like, got a really nice environmental design, but on Kiwami 2, it's just kind of like very basic, so it's kind of a Sonic Adventure 2, like Sonic Adventure DX problem almost. But again, quality of life is important. But the other thing is, you know, like, I always hear people complain about Yakuza 3 and 4, especially being really rough to go back to the point where people actually want a Kiwami 3 just to kind of make 3 playable. I think it's been hinted at by the devs, but I don't think anything's actually come of it. The next one we're actually getting is the pirate game. Yeah, it's interesting how they're kind of going back and forth between the brawler style and the RPG style. I have no opinion either way, to be fair, as I've played like 2 hours of Yakuza 0, so I don't really have strong opinions on which style I prefer. All I know about Yakuza is, like, it's a series I think looks like it'd be up my alley in terms of vibes, but I've just never really found the time to sit down and invest time into it. The other game that's been sitting in my backlog for way too long is Final Fantasy 15. Like, everyone has strong opinions on it, and because of that, it's a game I really want to play, like, myself, just because I want to come to my own consensus on it. Weirdly enough, I don't feel that way about 16. I really don't have much desire to play FF16, like, at all. Like, for whatever reason, just nothing about that game really interests me, except the lead voice actors seems really cool. But beyond that, like, FF16 is just kind of like, it exists. Okay, we have a fully upgraded Master Sword now. That is worthwhile. So what are we missing to complete the game? We're missing the grappling hook. It says there are 5 items needed to finish the game, but it doesn't say what those 5 items are. Which is like, thanks game. That's really helpful. We might need Mirror Shield, I guess. Nope, Mirror Shield is not considered required for anything. Why am I climbing up yet? I have to destroy the cannons first. And the boat. Too high. Why am I such a bad shot at the moment? What happened to that? Got 3 shots and then whiff every one after. This one sucks. This is the 6-eye reef. This is gonna take a bit. What else has been sitting in my backlog for a long time? Live Alive. It's a lot of RPGs, you might notice, because they are long-ass games. The Live Alive is one I might do on stream, actually, because everyone says, you know, for RPG standards, it's, like, short and, like, because of the story structure of it, I think it'd actually work okay for stream, just because you have you can divide it into, like, bite-sized chunks, so, you know, just focus on one story, basically, and you don't have to, like, binge the entire game the same way as, like, other RPGs. Because it's, like, separate stories, basically. Oh, this is stupid on my part. Why am I, like, point blank trying to take out this cannon? This can't end well. Like, I'm just damaging myself at this point. But it's a sunk cost fallacy. I'm trying to think of anything else, actually. I know there's a lot of games I haven't finished. Oh yeah, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that's another one. Do you ever have those moments where you finish a game, but then because you finished it, you go to activities briefly upended, and you don't feel like playing something else, but the remaining side quests aren't cutting it, and restarting doesn't feel right either. That's me right now with Tears of the Kingdom. I am actually going to get all the Koroks. Like, I am that kind of person. In terms of, like, I like 100% in games. So, at some point, I will go back for the Koroks. It's just, I think I got to, like, 300 and stopped. But, like, what's the most recent example of that? A lot of times it's a waiting game for me, where it's like, I don't want to start something before Mario and Luigi comes out. But then, like, I'm not really feeling Mario and Luigi at the moment, so then that also goes unplayed, unfortunately. So yeah, I get that a lot. I'm that way with, like, TV shows, too, where it's like, sometimes I'll watch something, and it's, like, so good that I'll try to watch something else, and it'll just be like, wow, that was really, like, whatever. I don't have opinions on that at all. It's just, like, very mid. Ironically, I actually did that a lot in early lockdown. Like, a good example of that is Yooka-Laylee, where everyone complained about Yooka-Laylee just being kind of whatever, so I ended up playing that during early lockdown, just because I thought, well, if it's kind of a average game anyway, it won't be particularly hurt by my mood being very average at the moment. I do hope the remake is good, just because I think... I think there's potential with Yooka-Laylee. I think it genuinely does have a lot of potential, as long as they, like, really take the criticism of the original to heart. And clean up a few things. I think replay, I think is the name of it. I think that could actually be really good. So yeah, it says I'm missing 3 items, and I'm like, what are the 3 items? I don't actually know. Grappling hook is 1. And another problem I have is specifically with RPGs. I tend to compulsively stop and restart them because I don't remember what I'm doing. Yakuza, this is a good example. Yakuza 0, that's not an RPG, but it still works for this. I don't remember what I was doing in that game. It's like 2 years ago. So I'm probably gonna end up restarting the game so I can actually go fresh through these, like, do a fresh playthrough starting from the beginning. And here's the funny part. This is the second time this has happened. Like, this would not be the first time. Basically, the first time would have been... Oh, light arrows. That's another one we actually need. Do we need fire arrows? Yeah, we actually do need both arrows. According to the tracker. But yeah, that's another problem I have quite a lot, is I genuinely don't remember what I was doing in a game. So then my fix for this problem is... Okay, what if I just, like, restart the game and then actually remember what I'm doing this time? Except it never actually happens. What happens is I end up restarting the game, and then I just end up, like... What am I trying to say? I end up restarting the game, and then get distracted again, and then do the same pattern over and over. So, like, if I restart Yakuza, this will be the 3rd time I've gone through this prologue, actually, because I tried playing it, got through chapter 1, and then stopped. Wanted to play it again, but didn't remember what happened, so I restarted the game, got through chapter 1, and stopped again. Let's see, I'm trying to think of other examples. Like, recently, I did finally go back and start the final DLC for Control. So I've been working on that in my spare time. I'm not really enjoying it, though, to be honest. Like, to be totally blunt, I'm not having the best time with it. Partly because I've never played Alan Wake, so the references are not, like, doing anything for me. So that's just kind of a skill issue on my part, because I haven't played the game it's directly tying into, but it's partly because I had seen a playthrough of Alan Wake recently, and it did not look like a game I would enjoy playing, so I figured I might as well just go ahead and play the DLC, because I'm probably not going to end up playing Alan Wake, or 2 for that matter, because it is, like, a lot more grisly than I was expecting, from what I understand, so it's, like, kind of pushing my gore tolerance, so... Alan Wake 2 is unfortunately probably not a game I'll ever get around to myself, which is a shame because I really do like Control's storytelling. Though I guess they are working on Control 2, so maybe I'll give that a look when that comes out. Ow. I do really feel like I'm in a rut with gaming, though, partly because there's a lot of games where it's like, I don't know if I want to, like, waste it on a time when I'm feeling really out of it. But then that just means I end up not really playing much of anything, unfortunately. I'm having really mixed feelings right now, because, again, obviously, something we need to get through the Ganon Castle dungeon is the whatchamacallit, the grappling hook. Why can't I think today? But basically, that also opens up so many checks that it's going to be really overwhelming when we actually get it. So I do have some slight nerves just because of that. Huh, this is really weird. It says we can get 10 checks in the Wind Temple, and I'm like, is that true? Because I don't feel like that's right, because we don't have the Wind God's Aria. You played Iconoclast during a time when you weren't getting much sleep, and it made the story scarier. I've heard really good things about Iconoclasts, mostly from Nicole, to be fair, but it already is a game that definitely feels like up my alley. It's just a matter of, like, time and money getting around to it. There are too many Metroidvanias, I feel. I still haven't played Hollow Knight. That's one I should put on the list. There's a few games that are on my I'll play it when the sequel has more news type games. Yeah, about that. In the case of Hollow Knight, unfortunately. You're the second person she's recruited into her muscle cult. Noted. To be fair, I also will concur on that sentiment. This might... No, this'll work. Cool. Alright. What do we have? Another treasure chart. Oh. This is for 4i, I think. I really wasn't paying attention. Yeah, this is 4i. Damn, the map is looking real empty at the moment. Thus, there are 24 checks accessible, and most of them are actually in the Wind Temple. Well, might as well hit up this final corner up here. I actually don't know what this is. It says, like, Overlook Isle Cave. I thought I did that last time. It might have been when we got raided, and that's why I don't remember doing this. And why I didn't write it down either, because I was, like, very distracted. So yeah, I'm like, did we do Overlook Isle? Let's see, yeah, Iconoclasts, Hollow Knight, Owlboy is a game that's been sitting in my Steam library for, like, God knows how long. It's been, like, 8 years, and I still haven't played Owlboy. I ain't messing around. This could take a few tries, so I'm just gonna stock up here. This is overkill, 100%, but, you know, want to be on the safe side, so we don't have to go back over and over. So yeah, we might just be wasting a lot of time here coming up, so... Apologies if I'm totally misremembering what I have and haven't done, but... Is this Overlook? That is Overlook. Yeah, I don't remember if we did this or not. And there's also one at, like, Paw Print we can do now. So yeah, we're gonna kind of, like, sweep the map, going, like, top to bottom, basically. But even then, there's not a whole lot here. We have to get the grappling hook soon, or else we'll literally be soft-locked. So yeah, I hope we get it soon. Again, worst case scenario, I can just look up the tracker to see, or not the tracker, the spoil log, to see. Yeah, we actually didn't do this one. It's Diamond Step that we did last time when we got raided. I swear there are more Metroidvanias I'm forgetting, actually. There's too many at the moment to keep track of for me. And we're only missing a piece of the Triforce, the elemental arrows. What happened? The camera just snapped down and you couldn't move it back up for some reason. Elemental arrows, which are 2 items. A piece of the Triforce, and the grappling hook. That's literally all we need to finish this. But it's like really gonna be frustrating, I can already tell, finding those final items. In general, though, I have been enjoying going through this randomizer. It's just kind of a pain, because it feels like sometimes we make really good progress, and then other times we just kind of stall out for a long time. Even if we had done this one already by accident, it's not the end of the world, because we do need rupees. I'm running low on bombs, actually. This might be a problem if I'm not careful. I like how they have such an obvious weak point. I mean, in terms of, this is a cheating answer, but I also would like to get around to the Castlevania collections at some point, the Dominus and Advanced collections. I'm more interested in the Dominus collection, to be honest. More so for Order of Ecclesia and Portrait of Ruin. I have actually played Dawn of Sorrow, and I actually don't like it very much. Though it's for the reason everyone does, and it's a thing they fixed in this collection, where I don't like the rune mechanic. I definitely was someone who had to refight a boss a bunch of times because of, you know, not drawing it fast enough or drawing it too slowly, and then I just got the bad ending and kind of stopped there. So yeah, at some point I would like to give Dawn of Sorrow another chance, preferably through the collection. And yeah, I've always been interested because aesthetically I really like Shanoa's design. Even though I know nothing about her, really. Okay. You just clipped out of bounds and then jumped back in. I didn't know that happened. There's a glitch with Portrait of Ruin that lets you play Charlotte instead of Charlotte and Jonathan. Oh, that'd be how I'd want to play. Not biased at all. I always hear those are like two of the best Castlevania, like Metroidvania style Castlevanias. So they've always been ones I wanted to try. Just like there aren't really great ways to do so, because again, I don't know like if there's a lot of touch elements like in Dawn, with those two being later. I wish Harmony of Despair would get a re-release. That's a weird pull, I feel. But it's genuinely a game I wish would get a re-release with like decent online. Harmony of Despair is like a co-op game, and it always looked really cool, but it's like only on 360 and PS3, I think. I don't even think it's on Steam. But like, it'd be nice to have a modern version of Harmony of Despair, just to be able to like actually matchmake with people. You know, crossplay would be really nice for that. Only the bits that aren't enjoying. I also don't like the art style, to be fair. I do miss the like stylized look, and I feel like Dawn of Sorrow does end up being a little bit more generic in terms of art style. I say as the anime VTuber, maybe I'm not like the best person to be saying this, but I do kind of find it a little generic, I think. And yeah, I don't really remember the story, but I almost feel like Aria is like doing a direct sequel to Aria is like a choice, just because I felt like that game ended fairly conclusively, at least from what I remember. Yeah, the anime style just felt kind of not Castlevania-ish, I suppose. And yeah, it does also feel weird to do a sequel and then change the art style considerably. I say as the Xenoblade fan. Though again, they sort of retroactively made all the games more homogenous now, with like Definitive Edition for Xenoblade 1 and X. But yeah, I remember the jump from 1 to 2 was considered very jarring at the time, because 2 is very anime. I say as a 2 defender. Xenoblade 2 is a big part of who I am today, I think, if I had to make a guess. But again, it's really hard to talk about because it's really spoilery, unfortunately. That's like the frustrating part with liking Xenoblade is, how do I talk about Xenoblade without spoiling Xenoblade? It's really hard, actually. Ow. I don't even remember the story of Dawn of Sorrow, to be honest. I feel like I tuned it out, basically. Also, they're running out of games to re-release, so I really wonder what their next plan for the franchise is. Like, Silent Hill 2 remake, like, against all odds, turned out okay. So, I almost feel like it's just a case of they need to find a good studio for it. And it's like, there's no shortage of options, like WayForward obviously is right there if they need a new Metroidvania company. Alright, there's still Shantae 1 I've never finished, partly because it's very, very hard, because it's Shantae 1. But that is a game on my backlog at some point. I'm very hit and miss on Shantae. I like some of them, but not others. Some of them are just like a little bit too like Metroidvania-ish in a way, but without the quality of life to make them like enjoyable Metroidvanias. As much as I love like the characters of Shantae, I feel like parts of like the gameplay can feel a little bit frustrating at times. Mainly with Seven Sirens being the biggest example, where I just feel like I like it except for playing it, if that makes sense, because it's just like, I wish there was a decent map system, but there really isn't. So I just spent like an hour or two going in circles around the map, checking every collectible spot, because I could not find which one I was missing. So yeah, being able to like put pins on the map, like basic quality of life stuff that even like Metroid has now. Nintendo's notoriously bad at quality of life sometimes, so even stuff like that I think is why Shantae is a little bit hit or miss for me. Because then it's like, yeah, a checklisty is a great way to put my feelings on Seven Sirens. It's just literally going down the list, checking every location until I found the one item I was missing. And again, Shantae gives you like better endings. Well, quote-unquote better endings, depending on how fast you do it, and like my time was trash because I spent so long just checking every spot, and it took like, yeah, it took like 2 or 3 tries, I think, to actually find what I was missing, and by then I was just kind of burnt out on the game, which is a shame, because I really like Pirate's Curse, except for how frustrating the difficulty scaling is, and I really like, what's the other one? I really like Half Cheating Hero, actually, as, like, that's more linear. It almost feels more like Mega Man X, where it's, like, there's, like, you have to, like, go back to stages a few times, which isn't, like, quite the same as Mega Man X, where that's more for, like, additional upgrades to make things easier for you. But still kind of scratches a similar itch in being a little bit more linear. Oh, finally! But also, oh god, that's so many checks now. Oh no. Alrighty. We have a conundrum now. We have 50 bajillion checks to go through. Like, the whole map is just lit up right now. It's like, I've never been so, like, oh god, to getting the item I was hoping to get, because now we actually have to think about this a lot more than we did before. Well, where are we? We are on Overlook Isle. Do we have the chart for this one? Because we might as well just get started. It says we do, so I guess we might as well. Where did I park? I like how we say park, like, you know, I guess you do park a boat, so it's not like, you know, the analogy doesn't completely fall apart, but it just feels kind of funny to be like, oh, I forgot where I parked my boat. We also have to decipher all this, which costs money, which sucks. Alright, so that's right over here, but there's also all the gunboat checks, too. We have a lot opened up to us now, for better or worse, oftentimes worse, for the sake of executive dysfunction. So it feels odd to talk about where you parked your talking boat. Yeah, that's fair. Did they actually speed it up for this? They did not. Okay. So, like, Wind Waker HD makes this a lot faster. Unfortunately, we're still capped to, like, normal you know, recovery speed for this, which means it'll take a bit to get all these. We also don't have everyone yet, so I'll get a pair. So that is not helpful. Again, if it just gets too absurd, I might just start skipping around a little bit. Oh gosh, there's also the big octos too. Like, basically, I feel like certain games have, like, okay, the world is your oyster now, kind of checks. And it definitely feels more lopsided in Wind Waker compared to others, because, God, there's a lot to do, actually. Basically, this feeling of everything takes forever, because you're basically locking a ton of checks behind one item. And this is on me. This is just me being overconfident. I definitely should have not put treasure charts on for one of my first randomizers. That was definitely a mistake on my part, but I was feeling a little bit confident that I could actually do it. And I can do it, it's gonna take forever. Apparently this one's actually a big octo, not a direct sunken chest spot. The inherent problem with big octos is I don't know where they are. I hear seagulls, that's always a good sign. Normally if you see seagulls, that's like close to where the big octo is. Also, it's usually stormy too. You also don't really need the Wind Waker at the moment. But like, we have these seagulls here. Okay, there they are. Just the draw distance, have to catch up to them. Alright. Which one is this? I miss having a targeting reticle at a time like this. This is gonna make this slightly frustrating to get direct hits. I also should have gotten the upgrade, probably. Because we're definitely gonna run out of bombs very quickly at the rate we're going. Yeah, trying to use this controller is not helping either. You can also lock onto the ice, which is nice, at least. We have 10 bombs left. That's not great. But that should be enough. Also, we are getting gradually closer, so we're technically getting closer in range. So in that way, it's not that bad to wait on purpose, but obviously you have the chance of death if you wait too long. So we can't wait too long. That is a problem. This could be a problem. So we gotta have a Hail Mary here with our arrow. You have to also wait for the eye to stop flashing red as well, which also sucks. We also have the fun task of actually trying to figure out where this is, which is easier said than done. Again, it's like trying to line up this little target here with our boat. Also, the ray of light didn't show up earlier for the other treasure chart, so I don't know if that's like a quirk of the randomizer or not. Like there, I think? They give you a little bit of leeway at least. It's not overly strict, I'd say. Alright, so far so good. Got 2. I don't know, like 60 checks for treasure charts. Alright, I also didn't mark all the new ones we got, so we need to actually manually go through some of these. So we don't have 11. We don't have... Well, we have a lot of the Triforce charts, but we haven't deciphered them yet. Fairy Island is a go. So what I'm going to do is just generally stick to, like, left to right progression. Oh, we can also farm items now a lot more easily, so a lot opened up at Windfall. See, like, there's this weird mixed feeling I have, where on one hand it'd be nice if I could just, like, not do all this on screen in a way, just, like, skip ahead. But it's like, I don't know which one will actually be the thing we need, so... Like, it's worthwhile to show everything so we actually get the reveal of the item, but it does have the other drawback of, oh wait, I don't know how long this will take. But again, this weirdly enough will help the game to speed up a little bit, because we can actually like go through a lot of checks in a fairly short amount of time. Again, like I said before, we were averaging about like 60 checks per stream. So this time we should get to like 170 to 180, I'd like. But again, we also had a lot of really slow ones this time, which did not help. So yeah, but again, at this point, because I'm feeling okay, I might as well just go an extra, you know, full 3 hours, which is what I'd normally like to do, but it's a case of just how much energy do I have in a given moment. Treasure chart 24. Might as well get that open, actually. Alright, there's also, I think, a way to randomize treasure charts. That just sounds like hell to me, so... not my idea of a good time, truth be told. This is bad, actually, because I definitely pushed the wrong button. About here? Nope. Here. Alright, I thought I might have undershot, actually, but we're fine. Alright. But we actually do have this little bit of suspense, though, of every one of these we open, and we get this, like, cool reveal. Oh, we actually can do everything now in Dragon Roost. You know what? Heck it. We're gonna go back. We're gonna do that now. So again, I guess there must be some way to actually circumvent the traditional order of Dragon Roost, like key-wise, with the grappling hook. So we didn't soft lock after all, which I'm very happy about, to be honest. We can also do for all the Forbidden Woods. So I definitely think this is like the most exciting the randomizers felt in a bit, just from the perspective of the world is our oyster, as they say. So we have, yeah, we went from like 20 checks or something, most of which were Wind Temple, like 10 of them were. And now we're up to 92 accessible checks. So we gained about like 70 just by getting the grappling hook. So, yep, we are in definitely much better shape. So again, this will definitely make things fun next time also, but also a little bit grindy. So we have the Sunken Treasure at Dragon Roost, and we also have the Gold Feather, but that's gonna be something I do off-screen. I am probably gonna do that part off-screen. I would love to have the wallet upgrade, because then I could also farm rupees off-screen. Oh, I'm dumb. I haven't saved this entire time. I should do that. Yeah, that could have been really bad, actually, if I hadn't saved any of this. Well, at least in this case, I would know which one is the grappling hook, so it wouldn't be that much, like, it wouldn't be that terrible, because I would at least just be able to skip straight to Overlook to get the grappling hook, and then I'd have to double check through, like, the VOD of which ones I was missing for, the whatchamacallit, the Triforce piece we got, and then the 2 Master Sword upgrades. So yeah, we're basically just missing, elemental arrows and one more thing that I'm totally blanking on, because my brain is soup at the moment. Okay, now I'm confused, because it's like, we can do this now. At least it says we can. But I'm like, how? Because we still don't have enough... Oh, I know. Maybe? Wait, I have an idea. This is stupid, but I have an idea. This might blow up in my face, in all fairness, but we'll give it a try. I think this is gonna work, actually. Oh, good. That was, terrifying. Also, if we fall into the lava at any point, we have to do that again, so that'll be another fun wrinkle to all of this. So yeah, we're basically doing this dungeon backwards, which is kind of like fun in a way. I like this actually. Like we're skipping the middle portion and going straight to the end, and it's actually like really fun. And definitely need the checkpoint here. Also, do I have like fast swinging on so I don't have to wait the entire time? Not that I can tell here. Oh good, we have one bomb. If we had 0 bombs, we would be extraordinarily screwed. So I'm glad I switched to the arrows when we did, because otherwise, we'd have to come back for this later. Heart piece, not interested. Single chest, okay. That should take care of our bomb usage for this dungeon. So yeah, in the original you have to actually stop swinging to change direction. In a lot of mods like this, you can actually just keep swinging and turn, and Wind Waker HD also changes that, so... There are a lot of mods to kind of make Wind Waker HD, or Wind Waker on GameCube feel more like HD, which is really nice. Because again, a lot of people like the quality of life, but don't like the excessive bloom filter over everything. I'm hit or miss on it personally. I can see why people don't like it, but I also don't feel as strongly about it. But I'm also maybe just a shell for this game, because it is my childhood Zelda game. So I am more like generally forgiving over HD's changes. It's also weird because even though I grew up with Wind Waker, it also wasn't like a really like young childhood game, if that makes sense. Like I played it when I was like a teenager. So like, you know, childhood Zelda game in a very loose sense of the phrase. I'm just gonna save and quit. This is gonna suck otherwise. I want to go back to the entrance because the door is a... I actually don't know how we'd get to that door, now that I think about it, so I think we'd have to save and quit to get through there. Or maybe I just wasted a bunch of time. That's also an option. But I mean, if we have a key, then we'll be able to get back there, no prob, so... Alrighty. 900 rupees. We should spend it on something before too long. I need green specifically, so we'll keep an eye out. But yeah, we have the grappling hook, so we can get a lot of item farming done, like this. Oh, that's stupid. Why did I think to fight on a rope bridge was a good idea? We lived, but, definitely brief panic. The Shovel Knight instinct freaked out at hearing how much money I have. Yeah, that's another game we need to actually get around to, is everything after Shovel Knight. I never did... I think I played like one stage of Plague Knight, and that was it. Or whichever the second one was. And that was like all of Shovel Knight I played. Yeah, I did like the base game, and then like, yeah, one stage of Plague Knight. And also, I've had it since literally launch day of the Switch. And I've never gone back to any of the other characters that I should. I know I've talked about this before, though. What other indie games are there? There's a lot of indies I still haven't played. A lot of them I own, it's just a matter of getting rented. There's one I don't own that I want to play called Kitsune Tales, which is a Mario 3 inspired platformer that came out in August. It's one that I want to play, but I'm waiting to see how console performance is, because I'd rather play it on Switch than Steam. I'm not really a PC gamer, to be honest, and I just generally prefer playing games on hand. Like, I think it would fit Nintendo better just because it is Mario 3 inspired, but that might just be me, in the way I, like, think about games. I tend to be a little bit, like, weird about games, like, which ones I buy where. Like, if I can help it, I would prefer to own all games on the same platform in a series, and that might be a little bit excessive, actually, but it is genuinely something I try to do. For example, I own, like, you know, Bloodstained on Switch, even though I once said that version was bad, because I owned Ritual of the Night on Switch and wanted all the games on the same system. Oh, that's another game I need to play, is Ritual, or Curse of the Moon 2, actually. I never played the second one, because everyone said it was kind of a pain. Okay, the camera is not helping me at all right now. I don't think there's anything for fighting the keys here, but I also don't really need to worry about rubies at this point. I have way too much money as is. Oh, that's a problem. We don't have bombs, but luckily we are not supposed to have bombs here, so it's fine. It's harder. Yeah, I've heard it's a lot harder, and also it has, like, the mechanic where you have different storylines playing out. So, like, you're supposed to play it a bunch of times. Like 4 or 5 playthroughs to get the true ending or something. So I never got around to it just because I was bracing myself for having to play it through it multiple times. I mean, like, I could stop at one playthrough, but again, I generally like completing games. Yeah, I've heard the second run and third run also are very, very challenging. So yeah, I also feel like, especially, like, I could get through 1 on Classic. I feel like if I were to play Curse 2, I would probably just go straight to, I'd probably go straight to casual mode, or whatever it's called, the one where you actually have, like, more control over your jumps and everything, just because I feel like I wouldn't necessarily, Oh, you lose the character, it gives you easy regen. Oh. That was kind of my problem with Curse 1, actually. If I lost a character, I'd just be like, well, might as well just restart the stage, because I cannot get through without this character. Huh. I'm confused. I thought there were 2 checks here. Like, I thought there were 2 treasure chests here. Or maybe that's just defeating the enemies to open the door. That's what it is. We also need to find, like, moblins. But again, I'll worry about that later on my own time. Yeah, we have maxed out rupees. Alright, we have an odd choice to make here. We can obviously buy the treasure chart in the Needle Rock, or Needle Spire, Rock Spire, Isle, treasure. However, we also could decide for treasure charts. And that's like, this is where things start to get very challenging. Because will the treasure charts be needed, for one thing? And 2... which one? Because it's like a 1 in 8 shot of deciphering the right chart. So, we have a weird choice to make here. I'm not really looking forward to that choice, to be honest. We actually have every key in this dungeon, too. So, other than the compass, we should have all random. Also, we have the power bracelet, so we can just do this, which is nice. That's fun. We can also just fight the boss right away, but we might as well see what else is around. Yeah, this is how early you get to the boss of this, but you don't have the grappling hook here until later. And you also can't backtrack here, so... Alright, mini-boss time to help Medley, though she's probably not here. What did I press? I pressed Z, okay. I was like, what am I doing? Well, these ones actually try to block, okay. Well, we got both. Again, I normally would not spend as much time farming joy pendants, but since we're here, we might as well just chip away at that to save me some time off screen. You sound like cats. You kinda do. I never really thought about that. And there's a moblin, so right on cue. Wait a minute, I just noticed something. It says Tingle Chest in the Hub Room, and then it says Tingle Statue Chest. And I'm like, what is that actually? Because I don't remember there being a Tingle Chest in the Hub Room. Oh, well that's a waste. Also not exciting. So yeah, that's weird, actually. Tingle chest. I didn't know there were two tingle chests here. So that's something I need to actually look up, because we will definitely need that in a moment. And it's something we can actually get. Wind Waker. Tingle chest. Huh. There's in Dragon Roost Cavern, blah blah blah. There's actually another chest on the second floor that's invisible until you use bombs to reveal it. Huh. Well, you learn something new every day. I genuinely didn't know this was a thing. There are hidden rupee chests in specific dungeons. The hidden rupee is located on the first floor of the dungeon in the room with the first warp pot. To reveal it, have Tingle drop a bomb on the steaming crack southwest of the warp pot. Huh. Well, there you go. So I guess we'll have to go back for that. First floor, so I guess we'll do that. No. Then we have to backtrack all the way. It'll take forever. When it says first warp chest, does that mean the one in literally the first room? Or does that mean the one in the first... like, a different warp chest? I'm very, very lost. Because there's a lot of warps here, actually. Like, is it the very first room of the dungeon, or is it the first warp room that you come across later, is what I'm trying to decipher. Alright, 2 treasures here, or just 1? Just 1. Wait, what am I doing? I need to get their items first. I actually don't know if the Master Sword increases damage. That's something I never really thought about, but it feels like these should be defeated a lot faster if it was a case of the upgraded Master Sword dealing more damage. Might be a placebo thing. Because I could have sworn it did, but it doesn't feel like these enemies are going down any faster. Ah, we're wasting so many rupees. That would have been helpful later. Like, do we just keep going? I think we do. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's the first warp there, so this must not be it. Ow. This one's actually kind of annoying, because of, like, trying to line this up and also not die in the process. It is clever, though. Clever use of the spin. I'm just gonna do something here. Oh, that cutscene was a little bit scary, because I wasn't sure what was happening. Well, let's see if it's this one or not. Either way, it'll take us to warp rooms, so... There's this one... And then it must be the very first room. Steaming crack southwest of the warp pot. so... Huh. That's wild. I never really thought about this before. Oh, that did nothing. Huh. Yeah, that didn't do anything. I am very confused. On the tracker for Dragon Roost, it says something like extra tingle chest or something. You need to pop out of the second warp pot, then go across the bridge in that same room and bomb the other side. Huh. So apparently this is a different tingle thing. That's really bizarre, actually, that this is a thing that exists in this game. Watch this be like a super critical item too, knowing my luck. Doesn't say where to bomb on the other side is the other thing, because there's like no shortage of spaces to put a bomb here. Oh, it's just dead center, okay. Like, how are you supposed to find this out? Well, I say that, but the answer is obviously the tingle tuner. And that was a waste, okay. Now I think we're going here for real for real? Like, what happened, actually? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like really turned around. So let's see, what's left? The big key chest. Where the heck is that, actually? I'm like, genuinely, where is that? Why don't I remember where anything is in this game? Probably because I'm going backwards through a dungeon, basically. Or at least for part of it. At least that's my excuse. Like, did I go this way? Am I just completely spacing out today? Probably, but still. Like, where does this go, actually? Yeah, no, this goes to the boss key, so we did get this one. I just didn't write it down for some reason. So, okay, I guess if my math is correct, all that is left is actually... might I do that? This won't respawn me at the start of the room, it will respawn me where I just was. So all that's left is the boss stuff, I guess. So we have to make our way back over there, which is a lot of fun. Trying to reverse navigate this dungeon. Alright, so where is that exactly? Like, that's the $1 million question, is where is that? I think the fastest way is to actually use this platform, but the other way. Again, it's weird using the Deku Leaf for this, because you're not supposed to have it at this point. Now, you would have to actually go backwards in order to get the Tingle Tuner chest in GameCube. Why did the sword fall? Ah, the enemy dropped the sword, okay. Wait, this is... Wow, I am really turned around. Yeah, this is right, I think. Yeah, we can finally hit up Forest Haven. That'll be fun in a little bit. Not that there's too much to actually do at Forest Haven, I don't think. Small island chest on Tree Branch and Sunken Treasure. Small island. I guess that would... Like, what would that be, actually? Like, gliding to one of the small islands, I suppose, but I'm trying to remember what chest is actually there. And away we go to the boss. So we'll have to see how this goes. We also have way more health and the Master Sword, so hopefully this won't give us too much trouble. Yeah, I'm really confused by why it says we can actually do like 10 checks in the Wind Temple. Like, well, that's not helpful. We're done here. Just double checking. We have everything. So all that's left is Goma. This is Goma, I think. It's kind of strange how Goma is like constantly going through different variations. Like this one's more of a scorpion than usual. That is not the grappling hook. I'm just gonna do this, I guess, so I stop making that mistake. Alright, there's actually a trick to this fight that makes it a lot easier, hypothetically. If you can land on one of the upper platforms, obviously you don't have to worry about Goma attacking you while you're setting up for the next, like, swing. But, like, if you can land up here, that definitely makes things a little bit smoother, but it's not required, obviously. Did I turn off the thingy to have to fight all of these bosses twice? I can't remember. But normally in Wind Waker, you fight all these bosses again at Ganon's Tower, and I'm trying to remember if I disabled that option or not. Again, I made this seed like 4 weeks ago. I don't quite remember what I was doing in this randomizer. Alright, one more should break the shell. Wiggly tail. I do wonder, like, cause Link, well, Link, but like Link in this case is so small, I wonder how that would feel, cause it's like, I don't imagine they'd add too much weight to the tail. No, maybe just the sensation of having a grappling hook wrapped around it wouldn't be fun either. Alright. Again, we have the Master Sword, so hopefully this won't be too bad. Not that it's particularly difficult in the rematch fight, because, again, I think the Master Sword might do more damage, but again, it might be placebo. I don't know. Either way, it goes really smoothly with all of these upgrades. And we're done. So, we have done 3 dungeons just today. I think, yeah, because we finished Forsaken Fortress, and we did Tower of the Gods, and we did Dragon Roost. Or finished Dragon Roost. Oh, we only got a rupee out of it. That sucks. All that for a rupee. That's how it goes sometimes. A rupee we can't even carry, by the way, to add insult to injury. Hey, we're done here. Cleared out that. So what's left at Dragon Roost? 2 things. 20 gold feathers, we'll do that off screen. I'll do that off screen. And the Sunken Treasure, which we might as well get. We're right here. Oh, I forgot what I was in this menu for. 39. I'm on the opposite side of the island. It's by the spires. I see it. There it is. The worst part is overshooting, obviously, because then it just takes forever after to realign yourself. But luckily we stopped barely short of it, so we're fine. Yeah, we actually do have everything for Forbidden Woods also, but I I don't know if I want to do another dungeon today. We'll save that for next time, which I don't know when that'll be. Dragon Roost. Well, speaking of golden feathers, I should check my totals while I'm here. We're 1 short here. 13 short there. We have enough for this stage 1 at least. Alright, next stop I think should be Paw Print. That's not the right button. There we go. 3 checks here. Again, we probably have even more open, I just didn't mark all the treasure chests quite yet, so... we shall see in a bit whether we can actually do even more. But again, I'll write that all down off screen. Yeah, I don't know why the first ray of light didn't appear. Maybe just because we got the grappling hook right then. Like, it didn't quite register that we had gotten the check item for it, so doesn't show up until then. 30. Yeah, I think that's actually it. I think you actually have to open the chart to make it appear on the overworld. Or the draw distance is just that not great at the moment. Yeah, because like we opened it within the draw distance and it's now not showing up. That was not the right button at all. So yeah, I have no clue what's happening with that, but again, they do genuinely go away if you're too far away, so... about here. A little short, I actually will go a little bit farther up and give it a go. Give it a go. I couldn't decide if I wanted to say give it a shot or give it a go, so I said both. And a piece of heart. Again, we are almost... yeah, we actually are on our 4th row. I should switch these. So there's a Wizrobe cave that does not sound appealing whatsoever, but there's also like something up on a ledge inside here. Like, I feel like because treasure charts are turned on, there has to be something from the treasure charts that's worthwhile. But it's like, that's a like gambler's fallacy though. It's like saying, well, because this is an option means something has to be here, which technically there doesn't need to be. So again, I might just be overthinking this in all honesty. This is one of those things that's really fun, in my opinion. This is somewhere you never have to go in base game, because I think this is just like 20 rupees or something, so... and frankly, by this point in the original game, you would probably still have the default wallet, meaning you couldn't even carry that many rupees, so rupee chests aren't even that helpful. Like, do not fall, I don't want to have to do this twice, but we're fine. More rupees that we cannot carry, so I need to go and buy something. Once we're done here, I'm gonna go shop. I'm gonna buy the thing at the Rockspire shop to just get it out of the way and also clear out my inventory. But again, off screen I might end up going and buying up a bunch of, or like farming for rupees just to have enough for auctions and treasure chart deciphering, which is gonna take a long time. I feel like I should have options for mail at this point. Oh, point blank. Huh, okay. Do I have to target this one first or something? Okay, it says there are 2, but they basically are like tied to other things, it looks like. Yeah, I genuinely can't remember how to get to this island. And I realize right now I'm overthinking. All I have to do is sail over there and then hook shot. It's also weird having the hook shot and grappling hook as separate items. I always found that to be an interesting redundancy of sorts. Because, like, logically, they kind of fill a similar spot in certain games, where it's like the hook shot kind of helps you to reach certain areas, and then trying to come up with, like, separate use cases for both items. Like, I genuinely find that fascinating, to, like, that they were able to, like, come up with 2 items that were kind of comparable in a way, and still give them a very distinct feel and use cases. Oh, this Wizrope Cave, I remember now. This one's not that great, but it shouldn't be too bad. There's also like a special Wizrope as a mini-boss in the Wind Temple. That's like a one-time only photograph, which also sucks. If you're trying to get the pictographs in any version, you do have the problem. Oh, a Macaroni Bagel. I don't know if I said that correctly. But hi, welcome. Thank you for the raid. We are currently doing a randomizer. We have almost everything we need except the fire, ice, and light arrows, and 1 piece of the Triforce. And of course, we now have the fun task of going through a ton of checks to try to find everything. And yeah, in addition to using a randomizer, I am also using a link mod as well. So, very fun. Ow. I'm not used to fighting a lot of these enemies, so this is definitely not going the best it could. But yeah, for this randomizer, I don't know if I've said it recently, but the main things I have disabled are long side quests, which are basically like the trees and the Goron trading. I have basically everything else turned on though, much to my chagrin sometimes. Yeah, most of the game is getting treasure charts, and now the fun task of, oh wait, we have all these treasure charts, now we have to haul up all this treasure, and hope it's not just like 2 rupees or something. Spoiler, it's been a lot of rupees. I wish the Z targeting was nicer, but yeah, thank you again for the raid. I am Yuna, a Snow Fox VTuber, and variety streamer, playing a lot of different types of games, but today we are working on this Randomizer Seed. This is our 3rd stream of it, and yeah, we're making really good time actually. Again, I think this will probably be about another stream or 2, maybe 2 streams at most, but at least 1 more stream after this for sure. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've never completed a Wind Waker randomizer before. It's an important distinction to make because I have played a randomizer before, I just got walled. I think I soft-locked. I genuinely went through a tracker and could not find a way to progress, so I genuinely think I soft-locked it. Which is like just my luck to soft-lock something that literally is designed to not soft-lock. Just my luck, basically. What did the yellow ones give? I think it's also green. Again, there is something that requires the chewed jelly in Windfall. That's red, okay. That's not helpful. There's also a keys up there somewhere. No, bubble. Oh. That's a lot of enemies. Oh, I don't like this. Do not want. Actually, no, that's helpful because we need the gold feathers. So yeah, this is actually a good thing in this case. Yeah, it is always like an exercise in frustration, especially if you're doing a chart randomizer like this, where, well, not chart randomizer in the sense of like charts themselves are random, Am I winning? That's a very good question, and I do not know what the answer is to that question. I am surviving, but I also have like 50 million hearts, so I am kind of brute forcing a lot of this right now. I'm amazed that hit, with me just like blind firing, the way I am. With my luck in the randomizers, this will probably be a heart piece anyway, so it's fine. Oh hey, I think we only need like one more, wait, we needed one more, Night Crest. Oh, I am distracted, but let's see. Macaroni bagel. I don't know how I mispronounced it so badly before, but I will use the excuse of I was in the middle of a fight while trying to figure out how to pronounce that. So again, apologies again for completely mispronouncing that, as I was trying very hard to multitask. Okay, up there. Nope, okay. And that missed somehow. What else do I want to do? Oh yeah, what were you playing, by the way? And I hope you had a good stream as well. You know, one really cool detail in this game, which feels like a very ahead of its time thing, is if you steal a skull necklace from a moblin, it actually physically disappears from the model. It's a really specific detail that I think is really impressive. Just from the standpoint of, like, actually animating it as a separate item. Is that it? Okay, we're free. We're finally free of that. Yeah, thank you again. Alright. We can definitely use a restock, so I'll take all that stuff. And we definitely could use some health, but the other crystals are up there. Ah, another Triforce chart. This has to be 1 or 2, that's the only ones we're missing. We have almost every Triforce chart at this point. That was paw print, right? So, we are done here. Well, literally, we are done here. There are no other checks, so... Where would that be? I didn't do... Did I not do 3-Eye Reef? I could have sworn I did. I'm, like, really out of it today. We don't have that yet. The Toucan Cave was a partial success. Indeed. Yeah, that's, like, been my opinion, for ages, is, like, they remind me of toucans, which I actually really like, aesthetically. Again, it really fits the vibe of Wind Waker, because, like, you know, we are in a more islandy setting, so it's really nice to have, like, more themed. And I wish more Zelda games did that, to be honest. I almost feel like the theming of enemies tends to be a little bit weak for a lot of games. Like, to be perfectly honest, I think a lot of the theming could be better for enemies. Like, more distinct to, like, specific environments. You know, for example, if you have, like, a moblin or something, and it's just, like, it's the same enemy design everywhere, it almost feels a little bit less varied. But it would almost be cool if you could have, like, you know, environmental variants of all the enemies. Like, maybe in a specific area, Wizrobe might be, you know, the classic design, but somewhere else it might be the Wind Waker design in, like, an ocean part of the game. It's actually something, actually, do I want to talk about that? But, like, it is interesting how, like, Echoes of Wisdom, and this was in the trailer, I feel like it's sort of okay to, like, spoiler-wise to talk about. But it is interesting how, like, Echoes of Wisdom does have, like, different designs from classic and modern at different times. Like, you have diegetic reasons for these designs to be different. So yeah, we ended up just spending all of our rupees on that just to get it out of the way, and not have to worry about running out of room. Rock Spire. Southeast Gunboat. Actually, which treasure chart is this? This is 2. Yeah, Metroid does a really good job with that, to be honest. And again, it's something I wish Zelda did more. Again, as a Zelda fan. Oh wait, we do have this one. Treasure chart 2. So, might as well, since we're here. Yeah, Samus Returns is a weird game. I'm very hit and miss on it. I have fond... Well, I can't even say I have fond memories of it, and that's a can of worms I do not want to open up, to be honest. But it is a weird situation of... It felt like a test run, and I mean, it kind of was, to be blunt. It was like 2017, the Switch was out. It just felt like it could have been on Switch and like higher budget, and it would have been better off for it, in my opinion. But then Dread came out. There's this weird feeling, like, I almost wish we could get like a Metroid 2 remake. Like, it feels really weird to say, but that's genuinely how I feel about it. Because it does feel like off to me compared to how... like, Dread felt. And I kind of wish we could have, like, another go at that. But then Metroid 2 is also just kind of a weird game, period. Like, conceptually, it is slightly limiting, just by the nature of, like, being a Game Boy game. But I do feel like they could have done a lot more. Again, whenever you get like an original, whenever you get like an original boss, it's like really cool. But there's just not enough of it. And then Dread is that, where it's just an entire game of all original stuff, which is like great. It feels like it was sort of a test run, which again isn't necessarily a bad thing, but just a case of like, I'm glad they got their second chance, because from what I gather, Samus Returns didn't do amazingly well, just by the nature of it being a late 3DS game. So I am glad that they did end up getting to do Dread also. Dread is like a fantastic game, in my opinion. It's probably my favorite Metroid of the classic style. I'm trying to think of anything else, actually. Babe, it's time to fight your five identical Alpha Metroids. Pretty much. More mutations would have been nice, but again, I almost feel like it would need a bigger scope than they had been given. Like, I, nostalgia-wise, would say Zero Mission is probably my favorite Zelda, just because it is, like, the one I sort of started with, I think, maybe... I don't remember if I played Fusion or Zero Mission first, actually. It's been too long. And I don't have either cartridge anymore, so I can't even look that up. It says Southeast Gunboat, but it didn't say which one was the check or not. So we'll just go with both. Not that either actually mattered in that case. Alright, so what else do we want to do? There's a lot of sunken treasures. Where are we? We are... here. Like, do we just clear out some of these? I think we should clear out some of these, just because it's gonna be really dry otherwise if it's like entire streams are just dedicated to sunken chests. I'm gonna open all these so I don't have to worry about this in the future. Like the beam of light not showing up, for example. Fusion I really like, except it's really obnoxiously difficult if it's your first Metroid. Maybe even if it's not your first Metroid. And Samus Returns has the same problem, in my opinion. Where it's just kind of like hard for the sake of being hard at times. I also feel like Samus Returns has kind of a weak atmosphere too, which is a problem for a series that's like 99% atmosphere. That's just kind of like a little flat, I guess, but that's by the nature of it being a 3DS game. Though also I recognize the irony of it feeling a little bit flat despite being on the literal 3D console. And like Prime, I don't know. Yeah, it was just kind of like, yeah, hard for the sake of being hard. It didn't feel satisfying, which is kind of my issue with a lot of games actually. It's just, if it doesn't feel satisfying, then once I get through something really difficult, then I'll just be like, oh wow, I just bashed my head against the wall for a really long time, and all I got was, like, an upgrade. Like, Dread has that problem a little bit, I'd say. There's a couple moments in Dread that are like, specifically Emmy moments, they're just like, this isn't really satisfying to get through, it's just kind of like memorizing the right path to go through via trial and error in a way that doesn't quite hit right for me. But the parts of Dread I do like make up for it, pretty much. And it's like 90% is like really good, so... The main issue I have with Dread is just like, yeah, the difficulty is a little much, but they did also patch in an easy mode, like a half damage mode, so I think that criticism doesn't necessarily hold up as much in my case. Ow. I don't know why I thought that would go any other way. But like, the final boss of Dread is like a skill check fight, where you have to like do a lot of weird stuff that the game teaches you throughout. And I feel like that's the case where it's like, this boss is hard as heck, but once I got through it, it's like, that was fun. But a couple of like the early game fights are just kind of like, this was kind of just annoying more than anything, but Dread's ratio is a lot better than Samus Returns. But yeah, for Prime, I'm kind of like ambivalent towards like rating them, because I kind of feel like I would need to play all three again. It's been years. Like, I played Prime 1 in 2009. I think I played Prime 3 in 2009 too. Fun story, I skipped a lot of games. So yeah, I literally skipped Prime 2 until like 2013 or something. I don't even know why, other than it was a GameCube game. That's probably it exactly, as it was a GameCube game and hard to find, so I ended up just caving and ordering it at some point. But like Prime 1 was like $5. It's one of those stupid games where GameStop put the price sticker on the paper part of the case, so I literally know what price I bought this copy for till the end of time. I can't not get this label off, obviously, without ruining the cover. But then Prime 3 I played around the same time. Hey, Quiver! We have max arrows. I really wish that was a bomb upgrade instead, to be honest. Well, I might as well keep, combing through this upper part of the map for a little bit. Yeah, it really bothers me that they used to do that. I don't know if they still do. I haven't been at a GameStop since No, it's like at a mall once, because they're doing like vaccines in the mall, and they end up just going to a GameStop and finding a copy of Brawl for like $25 or something. Which then I later found out I had overpaid for because GameStop, so that was the last time I've ever been in a GameStop, actually. It was like 3 years ago. Almost exactly 3 years ago. Shoot, where is this? I'm gonna pause. I don't want to get sniped. 41. Oh good, that still counted. I got pushed way off of the spot. So I was really hoping it wouldn't, like, totally mess me up there. That was silly. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before, because normally I just clear out all these at the same time. Oh. You got a reward for getting all 5 Tingle statues is 500 rupees. Hey, that is definitely actually worthwhile. Now let's get the hell out of here before we get sniped a bunch. Alright, so we are rolling in money now, yet again. Again, I could really use that, final wallet upgrade. I still have my physical copies of all the Prime games, except the Wii trilogy that GameStop, was GameStop exclusive in, the Steelbook. I don't have that one, just because, fun story, I have a launch model Wii, and it doesn't read, dual layer discs. Brawl stopped working, really fast. And no other dual layer disc would work. So, Xenoblade's the big one. There's also The Last Story, which was a problem. And I don't know about Pandora's Tower, actually. The Operation Rainfall trio. I never played Pandora's Tower. I did play a little bit, and I mean a little bit, of Last Story. Maybe an hour and stopped. I wasn't feeling it, unfortunately. Oh shoot, that's a game coming out soon. Fantasian. So, it's Mistwalker, so that reminded me. But, yeah, the studio's also putting out, a new game soon. So I'm interested in Fantasian. It's, again, more up my alley than Last Story was, I think. But yeah, Pandora's Tower I never played just because the premise sounded, unappealing. For, me at the time, it didn't feel like it was for me, from what I had heard about it. See, I could have sworn we got the one chest here, but we've done so many of the reefs today, I genuinely can't remember. I don't see a treasure chest on top of there, so I guess we didn't get this one. So, might as well get it now, while we are looking for this other thing. I do wish, for me locally, I had more options, though, because, my area, there's, no game stores other than GameStop, and they aren't the best, so I wish that there was a better option. Oh, it took itself out. That's unfortunate. Alright, that is actually not true, because we don't have the final Triforce piece. So I do not know what the king is talking about. Gaming-wise this year, I definitely did not play nearly as much as I had hoped, just trying to save money, basically. Which is a shame, because there were a lot of games I was interested in, it's just I never got around to them. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the big one for me. That is a game that I definitely want to play, but just I can't justify spending that much on a game that I might not like. I have a very high chance of liking it, but there's still a small chance I will not vibe with it. And that comes down to not really liking Remake 1 in some ways. Again, Remake 1 is really good, it's just, it has a few parts that grate a little bit. Why am I struggling with the controls so much today? I feel like I'm just fumbling a lot of the controls. There we go. What else? So yeah, I kind of feel like, I could cheat and be like, oh, well, my favorite game of the year is Thousand Year Door. Well, that'd be kind of a cheap answer, because it was already, top 5 favorite games of all time. It's of course the remake's gonna be one of my favorite games of the year. That's cheating. That being said, it was kind of interesting going back to this game, because I feel like I came away with it positive, but I feel more objective than I used to be, You know, obviously I was like really young when I played Thousand Year Door for the first time, so I feel like I kind of went at it with a weird mindset because I was so young, where it was like the coolest game ever, basically. And while I still very much enjoy the game, it is definitely a case of I don't like it as much as I remember liking it. Just because it does have a lot of issues that do drag down the overall pacing. And even the remake's attempts to fix it don't entirely fix it, and also, a lot of my issues with Thousand Year Door on the replay were more like story-based. Like, it's still definitely one of my favorite games of all time, but it is definitely not my favorite anymore. Again, nowadays I'd probably say Xenoblade 3 is my favorite game in terms of like games that emotionally resonated strongly, or 2 even's gotta be up there, but I think 2 has enough problems that keep it from being like top favorite, but it's definitely like, you know, top 25 or so. That's something I've been thinking about doing on stream as a top 20, like, oh wait, we got the final Triforce chart, or Triforce shard, actually. Hell yeah. So, all we have left is the arrows. Oh. So, we have 2 items we need, and 82 places to look. That's gonna suck, actually. Okay. That is unfortunate, because this is gonna take forever to figure out which ones are which. Because yeah, we still need light arrows for this. And I assume we need the fire arrows because it's like a progressive upgrade, as it's called, where you have to get like the next one up to get the current one, kind of. Yeah, we can't even do Needle Rock because we're missing fire arrows. There's a bunch at Diamond Step. There's a lot at Windfall we can do. We can trade in this first one at least, so... I'm like, is there a place where we can find a moblin really fast? I'm genuinely trying to think if there's one. Again, there's a lot of stuff that's just sunken treasures, so... we might save some of that for later, but I'm also just like, let's do a few more here. I never even did anything at Fire Mountain. Dragon Roost, we still need the feathers. Windfall, we still need a lot of collectible items. I have a dumb idea. Apparently there's still two or three letters we haven't gotten. Because we're just missing a few items for that. I'm like, where am I even going right now? I'm kind of spaced out. Alright, so we want to go to the school because we need the first pendant check. There's two. We have one for 40 also, which would be the... I actually don't know what it is. I think they changed it. I think in one it's like a piece of heart, and in another it's like... the item... the Mask of Truth or something that shows... or Hero's Charm. Oh hey, so that was like a fulfilling quest there, because now we can give the skull necklaces to Maggie's father. Alright, we can also do the cabana now. That's another place we can go. See if I remember how to get through that mini dungeon. Exactly 20. Alright, the other's a rupee, I think. The 40 auction's a rupee, so the last one we need is the 80. A pair. That is not worth it. We must be getting very close to full up on pairs, actually. We have so many rupees at the moment, I'm gonna try the auction. Again, the main thing is, can we get the item I want first? Because it's like, the one item is not worth it at all. Actually, no. The 5 rupee was like a rupee. I think. One was a rupee, but I think there's still one we haven't actually seen yet, so... Unless they're both treasure charts and I'm confusing both, but... I don't think we've seen the 40 yet, so either way, we need to figure this out. Alrighty, what is it today? Silver rupee, okay. This is the 40, right? Okay, so this is useless. It'll definitely go over 40, so we have to wait till the 80. Again, I don't know if there's a quick way to, like, force a reset on, what item is in the auction. Like, is it just transition enough screens or something? I genuinely have no idea. I'm gonna try something. Again, this might not work. I just want to see if it does. Because last time we were trying to do the auction, I kept going in and out, and it didn't reset the item. So I think it might be something like that. Like a certain amount of screens, basically. So yeah, we're basically only missing 2 things, and we have, yeah, 80 places to potentially find them in. So, okay, this does work, it's just we need to wait one more. This is a 60, this is not worth it. Again, the treasure chart will most likely not be worth it, but I don't know, so I want to be on the safe side. Returning to Samus Returns for a moment, pun mildly intended, I do feel like it is a problem with that year, and obviously after, where there are a lot of games I wish were not on 3DS. The main ones being Woolly World, and Bowser's Inside Story, which that's a whole story in itself, to be honest. The TLDR's Alpha Dream was in very bad shape, and we're trying to do a last-ditch effort to turn things around by remaking the most popular game, and it didn't work. But Yoshi's Woolly World, I think, is a really good game, and I really wish it was on Switch instead of 3DS, because that also means we haven't gotten a Switch remake of the game, or like, remaster of it. I really wish they'd do the same thing they're doing with Donkey Kong Country Returns right now, and do like a Switch port with the 3DS content. Because I've never done the Poochie levels for obvious reasons, so I've basically done everything else, and also the bonus amiibo costumes. Plus they could add even more, given that there are so many more amiibo now than like 2018. Yeah, we still don't even have fire arrows. This is the part of Randomizer where I feel like I start going slightly, like getting slightly impatient, where it's like I really wish I could just look up which items I'm missing. I mean, I could, because the fishmen do give hints, but I would prefer, at this point, we've made it this far without looking anything up. I might as well just try to tough it out to the best of my ability. It's like, I just want the treasure chart, please! There we go. I don't even know if we have enough rupees for this, but we'll give it a try. My main issue with the auction is it just takes forever. I haven't even barely gotten an input in at that point when I started speaking. So yeah, the tip is to basically bid a ton right at the end. Because then, like, if you do like 10% more or something, you end up stunning. Or it's like 10 plus... It's like, there's math to it. Like, if you bid a certain amount, it'll stun them. And if you manage to stun them, then they won't bid. So you automatically get it if you can stun them within like the last 5 to 10 seconds or so. You do get a 5-second warning, so it's pretty easy. The meter does go up on its own though, so you have to be aware of that. So you don't want to like get it too fouled up before it's like, before the end, just because it might autofill the rest before you're ready for it to go through. I've been completely zoning out the time, which is also a problem. It's like, how much time is left? We've gotta be getting close to the end, though. Even they're slowing down, it feels like. Then the remake, or well, it is a remake, I suppose, but kind of like remaster. But they do add in the Swift sale as well, and that's difficult to get with the starting wallet. I think they actually raise the default number of rupees you can carry, so it's not too bad. I'm gonna go really overkill, just to make sure I get it for sure. I'm gonna bid 401. Because I like having an even number, but also I just don't remember the actual math on stunning them, so err on the side of caution there. And all that for a chart we cannot read. And yeah, that takes care of everything at the auction. So that means all that's left here are like collectible stuff and the one for the whatchamacallit. Why can't I think of the word I'm looking for? Yeah, the lighthouse and sunken treasure and a few like spoils bag stuff. So really quickly at the end, I'm gonna go through and just mark all these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have all the Triforce charts, right? So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we have all these. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do not have 6 yet. Do not have 9 through those, so 13, 14. We do not have that. 16 we have, 17 we have. Don't have 18. Don't have 22. Do have 27. And 28. Don't have 34 through 36, or 35, but we do have 36 and 37 now. And we have 41. So now what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're missing 11 charts. Like, this is kind of absurd, actually, how many we've collected in this time. And yeah, we can go fishing up for 28 treasures next time. And yeah, that's not even counting, like, gunboats, the big octos, and so on. So yeah, we actually made it through 174 checks in total, and about, what would that be, about 60 just today, because I think we started at almost exactly like 114 or something. So yeah, about where I wanted to be for this stream, even though I went like half an hour longer than I was planning to. So I definitely want to save real quick, for obvious reasons. And alright, that was very productive, actually. I need to actually remember to save this time, because the previous time there was a time where I forgot to save the tracker and had to rewrite everything down. There's a check for defeating Ganondorf, apparently. That's really weird, because it's like, you know, item checks, and there's one that requires, like, you know, the hero's bow and all arrows, and it says defeat Ganondorf. That's really weird. You can actually do most of Ganon's tower without. So yeah, just quickly checking, there's a lot of sunken treasures. There's Forbidden Woods, a lot of the Wind Temple, a couple of letters, all the charts. This Master Sword, we should get that at some point. And then there's a couple of things that I marked as not essential. So, for example, the Savage Labyrinth is the big one. So yeah, off stream, I'm gonna save again, just to be on the safe side. Off stream, I'm going to round up all the items we need for Spoils Bag quests, along with rupees, for deciphering treasure charts. And then we'll probably be back to this sometime, maybe next week, maybe we'll just continue this on Wednesday, since we're kind of on a roll here. But either way, thank you all for watching. This was a lot of fun, getting back to this. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I hope everyone had an alright time. And again, thanks for the raid as well, for that earlier. And yeah, thanks to all the support, chatting, lurking, and so on. Really means a lot to me, as always. But yeah, thank you all. I don't think I'm gonna do a raid just because I'm very worn out, so I will just say thanks again, and take care.